States, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Madam Secretary, roll please.
Chairman John Eric Hoover.
Here.
Vice Chairwoman Caroline Gonzalez.
Here.
Member Amanda Hoover.
Here.
Member Don King.
Here.
Member Troy Peterson.
Here.
Member Laura Canul.
Here.
Member Christina Fitzpatrick.
Here.
And Member Kimberly Carey, I'm here.
And Atlanta.
And Atlanta
She's,
McDonald is not here.
Yeah, she can't make it. So, okay, we have no minutes, so we'll move right along to comments from the general public. We do have some guests here that are going to speak during the meeting. Did you have anything you want to say beforehand, or just would you come see? Okay, perfect. So bring it back to comments from the committee members. We'll go around the horn real quick. Let's start with Member Hoover, number 2.
I'm good, thank you.
Member Secretary Carey.
The only thing I have is if anybody some of the minutes, that would be great.
Okay.
Just because it's been hard for me with work to try and catch up and watch the meetings at the same time. So,
How many behind are we?
quite a few.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody want to help? Takers?
I think I probably have the last couple of them already taken care of. I can forward those to you.
Can we-
I can give them to you in an executive summary.
Okay.
Would that
Maybe
be?
pull some stuff out of that.
Yeah. Thank you.
To help.
It'll be detailed.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
That'd be
Okay.
great. Thank you.
Vice Chair Gonzalez.
I have some things to discuss, but I'm gonna wait to item 1.
Okay.
But I do want to state that the Citizen Advisory Committee is having a city cleanup on March 7th, beginning at 8 a.m. at the Waterfront Park, and we're gonna be cleaning up the waterfront so that we can begin this, well, in anticipation for the Seafood Festival.
Okay.
So that's from 8 to 10 a.m. on March 7th, which is a Saturday.
And
We're gonna be I'm gonna put out the flyers.
so the church also adopted that park too. So if you guys want to help get together or whatever, go ahead if you want to say something.
Yeah, actually, Saturday, February 21st, we have a community-wide cleanup in Waterfront Park,
Okay.
10 a.m. to noon,
And we're going to duplicate efforts.
February 21st,
From 10 a.m. to noon.
from 10 a.m. to noon
Okay. Do you have a flyer?
at Waterfront Park.
Do you have a flyer on that?
I have one on my phone. I can send it to you.
Sounds good.
Anything else?
No.
Would you like me to email that to Ashley?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
Send it to all of us, yeah.
okay.
And we already had our meeting, but I can send it out, and then through Ashley, I can ask if maybe they want to change it to the 21st, or if we have 2 of them, or go focus somewhere else.
Yeah, it could be that too if you want
Yeah.
to redirect or whatever.
We can
And so
direct it.
the church adopted the park, so that's part of their role is
Oh,
keep that
that's
clean.
good.
And same with Brasher. There's the fishing club, skate, but they adopted that.
Okay, I guess I don't know what other part, but we'll figure it out.
Or like I said, more help officer.
We are also then, that'd be from 10 a.m. to noon, and then at noon or 12:30, we're gonna have lunch over at Light of the World for people.
Cool. All right. Anything else? Good. Okay. Member Peterson, you have anything else?
No, sir.
Member Knoll?
No.
Member Fitzpatrick?
Do you want me to mention the inflatables now or later?
We get to number 1 inside. We'll cover several things in there. So
Sounds great.
the only thing I have just to give a little update. We're going to cover it. I'll see you down in the I'm number 1, but we do have Rod Furnell here with Hidden Creek Golf Cart. And so we're going to talk about that very, very soon. He has an event planned the same day. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we get to that. We also have the fishing club. It's the Tarpon Springs Fish Club. And that's obviously item number 2 on the agenda. We'll get to that. That's what they're here for. I do have a couple things. So we have from sponsorships. I've talked to Honda next door. They've committed 2,500 sponsorship, which I'd be ambassador. And then we have another clan ambassador, Unreal Marine, which is Brad Yeager's company.
Unreal.
Unreal Marine. They've committed 2,500. You haven't seen it yet, but those are verbals I've got. I do have a meeting with Fort Port Richey. That my contact here was Terrell Hopkins, but that's a new person now. But he got me in touch with her. She reached out today trying to set up a meeting with her and her GM. So we'll see where that goes, see if they're going to jump on board or not. And I think we had $500 from Atlanta McDonough. Oh, and Rod's willing to do some form of sponsorship as well. So we got some seed money obviously for stuff, which flows into the next thing. Obviously for the music, Lisa called right before the meeting. She's got about four different folks here, a 4-piece, but they have to play early. Again, she didn't commit on these; she just has availability. There's a duo. Well, go back to 4-piece. Big T and Company is an option. They do classic rock and roll. I think they have another gig at 5:00 over Crab Shack, so we could have them earlier, and that's kind of what we need to figure out, kind of time frames, how many we want to have, and what our slots are, so we can kind of get those booked. There's a duo, Corey Scott. He does newer stuff, I guess, or up to newer stuff. Rocky Bovin, who was here for this for the Christmas one, he's available, and he can have up to a 5-piece if they're available. He's obviously more country, but he does mix stuff as well. And then there's a solo artist she's talked to, Blue, that does kind of current stuff, mix and current. So some options. She can call some more, but we really kind of set is how many we want to do, kind of our level of spend, and then kind of time frame so she can solidify that.
Did she get pricing for it? Or?
Well, no, and it's basically kind of need to figure out a music budget, I guess, and then she can figure out from there. Obviously, the one that goes last would probably be the most, obviously. When we get down into the planning or whatever, we can talk about that separately. I just want to let you know there's some stuff out there. I did talk to Patty Dermer about the boat poker run. She was able to get one stilt house, possibly 2, but they hadn't been out there to clean up yet. It's kind of early in the year. The water's still kind of cool. So they're thinking about doing something later in the year, maybe around June, July, with the fire we want to buy you, doing some event there, and they would Unreal Marine be a part of it and be on Durney Key, and they could possibly do something. I did get clarification that you can have food alcohol on the stilt houses with a temporary permit from DPPR. I've got a contact there that she says that just reach out to her when we're ready, and she can help get those things through for us. So if we do decide to do something along those stilt houses, that's available to us. I told her we were going to meet tonight. I was pretty sure that the actual boat poker run was going to be probably pushed, but that's why Rod's here. We've got an alternative, which you'll hear about shortly. What else? I'm still trying to work with Shane on the kite surfing event. I just reached out to him. I gave him the sponsorship information to pass along to his guy. That's something, like I said, it spins up very, very quickly. His main thing is he would need some transport to take people out to Durney Key so they could launch from there. And so I did reach out to Larry with Island Paradise Charters before, and he was willing to probably do some stuff. So I'll reach out to him again to see if that's something that we could possibly do. Again, it's hard to schedule that, and it wouldn't be necessarily on the same day. We'll have to see how that works out, but that's still a possibility. I think that's all I got for that. So we'll jump right into committee business. So item number 1, discussion / planning for the Seafood Festival. So jumping right into that, let's cover first the poker run stuff that I was telling you about. So obviously the boat was not going to happen, but I just happened to be out on Facebook and I noticed that Rod has his biannual golf cart poker run event scheduled for the same day. And so I sent him a text and said, hey, what are you doing scheduling your thing on our seafood festival? And I said that is there possibility we could maybe join forces there? So that's why he's here. Rob, if you want, can you tell us a little bit about
Sure.
your thing?
Good evening, everybody.
And name and address for the record. Sorry.
I'm sorry, address?
Yeah, name and address. So Rod Fernell.
5132 Galleon Court. That's Newport Richey.
Yes.
Nobody can frown upon me. So yeah, but I own Hickory Golf Carts here in town. We do a lot of events, stuff with downtown Newport Richey. We haven't really done anything with Port Richey before, but we have our poker run where we typically will, attend, have people hit multiple locations, businesses. Most of the time, it's restaurants and bars along the way, get their poker cards. So when we spoke about this, the idea was almost really perfect if we could start the event at the Seafood Festival and bring it back to the Seafood Festival at the end. And that way everybody in the poker run could kind of enjoy the festivities there as well. So, and also maybe incorporate, we've got, I think, Off the River is in Port Richey. I'm not sure Naughty Or, which we used to do, we haven't done, we're not doing them this time, but so we already do a couple of the businesses.
Crab Shack was one of them. I think I saw on there.
So Crab Shack is not on this one,
Okay.
but we have done them in the past. So we thought maybe we'd be able to incorporate maybe one or two of the local businesses, maybe in Miller's Bayou, either Hooters or Catches or somebody that might want to be involved. So we bring in the Port Richey stuff at the same time. We haven't reached out to anybody. We've got 6 locations currently. We would keep those locations because some of them are in Newport Richey and then of course along Grand. But then we can incorporate a couple more, change the game a little bit, where we normally do like a 5 card. We may change it to a 7 card with a wild card or something. So just mainly we're looking for people to get involved on their golf cart. And, I think it's a perfect place for people to go at the end of the day, come back to the Seafood Festival. We kind of started, we can figure out a time frame that would work, figure out a way to get a crossing across Grand. We discussed maybe just with police department potentially just doing a time frame at the beginning of the event and then a time frame at the end of the event to make a safe crossing, maybe give people a window, and that way we get people out first towards south, I guess, towards Newport Richey, and then come back and then there at the Seafood Festival. So.
Yeah. And so I talked to Chief today about, obviously Grand is not golf cart friendly yet, but and he's willing to work with us on that if the committee wants to go ahead and incorporate that. I think it'd be great to have the additional folks taking part in the thing. Again, they're going to stop other places, but they would convene there at Waterfront Park. Then they'd launch from there. We get them across across 19. They'd go visit the parts of Newport Richey. I guess would you probably do the one off the river? That'd be like first stop, or would it be the last stop?
Everybody, that's the cool thing about it is you do it in whatever order you want.
Oh, so you don't do it.
We give people a time frame. So the idea for us was people involved on their golf cart, but to support these local businesses. So we try to encourage them to go into the businesses and spend time and money in there. And so it's like a 4-hour window or 3-hour window. We start, and of course, if you just went and ran all of them, it wouldn't take you but maybe an hour to do it. But it's just more time, so people just kind of do their thing. So we don't really have it's just more of a window.
Okay.
And you hit whatever locations you want first.
And you guys had what time frames?
I wish I knew. I don't normally plan the event, so I think it was like 4 to 6 maybe, but we would move it earlier we didn't know really the hours of the Seafood Festival, so
right.
We just probably move it to an event where everybody checks in there at the Seafood Festival, and then like I said, goes from there and ends back.
Okay.
We may expand the time frame.
Right. Give more time. Let's say we coordinate times across.
It's nothing for us to have 150, 200 participants in the poker run. So we get quite a few. And of course, with this being, the new golf cart community, and of course, getting more and more golf cart friendly, might be a great way to tie it together.
Yeah.
Do we have to get permission from DOT to do that?
So Chief said no. So what they'll do is, if we were going to stop 19 or something like that for like a parade or whatever, yes. But if we just coordinate with certain windows, they basically just have police presence there. They get them across safely. Which they're going to get across safely anyway, but just to make it legal, if you will.
Make it appear safer.
Yeah. So they would be kind of pausing traffic to let the golf carts go across. And so we would obviously coordinate that so it worked out, but that would solve that problem. And then obviously the idea is they would start here, they get across there, so and they would all go across at the same time because that's the
Well,
start.
right, yeah, it was a window. I mean, the
So
hard
that-
part to get everybody to do something all at once, but we just gave them a 15-minute window to cross, a 15-minute window to
Yeah.
cross back, so that we just have somebody present there. We get 10 people together, and then they cross them at a light or whatever. I mean, it's hard to get everybody at one exact time, especially that many people, because then it would be a mess.
Yeah.
But I mean, they may decide to do the stops over here first and go over there and then and back. They're going to have to come back and check in with us at the end of the event for the scoring and to figure out the winners. So, I mean, everybody's going to have to come back at some point.
Yeah.
I can't hear. I'm sorry.
I said he's going to need a 10 at the event.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, and he, like I said, he's a little sponsor too. But yeah, we'll definitely get him
That would be
a tent. But
in the front, like to check in.
and so when they come back, I guess you guys have like announcements for who won and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so we
exactly.
can, And so ideally, we would have the time frame. They come back, they do their thing. If it's in between music, we could pause it or whatever. They would do their thing, and then maybe the headliner come on after that. They would enjoy the rest of the evening with the thing. So I think it's one. If we weren't to combine, it'd take away from our event because they got folks that are doing that. So I think combined is a great thing, and so we can actually have, like I said, 100 to 200 people here just for golf carts. Can't hurt.
And there's
The park. I said they can park in the park, the golf carts.
Yeah, it's definitely
Just
easier to
bring 'em
park
in.
golf carts than it's going to be to park boats for a boat poker run. But the other thing is too, I mean, the event's still pretty fluid. Like we had a structure, but I mean, so we just really released that we were going to do it. I mean, we can maneuver the schedule to work around and work to where it's symbiotic with the event and make sure that it doesn't interrupt anything and doesn't pull away from anything that's going on. Hopefully, it just adds to.
And Meg, I think that, I spoke with the chief after your discussion with him, and I think just knowing your timeline and kind of mixing it with our timeline, that'll kind of, give us a solution to the problem set, because we're figuring it's going to need at least 3 crossing times, maybe more, but at least being able to know what your intent is and what our intent is with the overall program and the timelines that we want to plug them in. That being said, it should be relatively easy to do. I say relatively.
Yeah, everything's
relative at
red
this
tape
point.
around anything, I'm sure. But as far as the time frame, we've just set the windows, and it'd be between. You got these times you can cross, and that'll be on all the promotional stuff when people check in, because they have to come to check into the table first to get all of the stops, because they don't know the stops necessarily in advance or what all the details on the stops, and we just make sure that we reiterate what time frames are.
And do you have a point of contact that we can work with?
Yes.
Okay.
I have my card, and I'm going to be the point of contact.
Awesome.
So I can bring that now, or if anybody needs it.
do we have to motion to receive or anything?
Nah, for that.
Okay.
It's fine.
Anybody else?
Thank you. I
You
got
have one, yeah. Sure. I think I might have.
So,
So first thing is knowing that information, if we want to do it by consensus or somebody wants to make a motion to ordain that, if you will, you guys on board with having that as part of the season
motion
festival?
to approve them to be part of the event.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Motion second. Any further discussion? Okay. Any public comment? Seeing that, put a vote all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, go ahead.
So I do actually know parliamentary procedures. I took a speech when I was very young. My question is there somebody within the council that I need to work with to coordinate this stuff? And who would that be?
You reach out to me.
Okay.
So, and then so basically the way that this body works, we have to convene and make decisions like this to allow you. I could have just called you and said, hey, you're in. So I want to make sure the committee was good with it. So now if that's the case, just coordinate with me. And if we need to do something at a meeting to approve it, we're going to be meeting weekly every Monday night at 6 going forward till the event. So if we need to work out some details or go over the schedule, whatever.
And I'm
That-
happy to come back.
Yeah, that probably the next thing is kind of get your thoughts together. We'll talk a little bit about at least some music scheduling here tonight. And our time frame is we're starting at 10. Vendors actually go and set up probably
8 a.m.
8. Okay. But it actually starts at 10 and we start letting the public in. So obviously your check-in would need to be sometime 10 or after, I guess. And then we go till 9. So, and then in between, we'll figure out that tonight, how the music's going to work. But basically, it's going to be vendors out there all day long. So, and we do have a fishing tournament that's going to be going on simultaneously. That'd probably start earlier in the morning though. We'll find out more about that in the next item. So,
And would that be, there's 4 or 5 businesses in the bayou and then also Whiskey River on the other side. Would they all be participating?
yeah. So, what's who you got right now? So, there's Emerald Coast.
So Emerald Coast, I should have been more prepared because I really don't know all of them. But off the river, we're doing, I think Sullivan's is part of it. So we can add or take away.
So you have 5 set up
We
now?
have 6 currently.
6 currently.
What we normally do is a 5-card game, and we have like a wild card. Or if somebody, like previously, if somebody didn't want to cross 19, then they didn't have to. They still have 5 cards, right?
Right,
So
right.
we can still, but here we don't want to encourage that because they need to get over and check in. So I didn't know if you would prefer us to incorporate everybody, or what we would normally do is call them and gauge their level of interest in participating. Somebody like Hooters may not, because they still have to go in to bring people in. They may not want us there. They may be busy enough, or somebody else may prefer to have us there. Like, what is it? The used to be Shark Bites. It's
Crab Shack?
Crab Shack. Thank you.
We
So,
got-
we haven't reached out to anybody yet because this is all pretty new.
Yeah. So you got off the river. So you got one already in
What
for you.
happened with Naughty or they weren't interested, or Gator Tails?
So Gator Tails is not going to be on my list.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so you got off the river. I'm quite sure Whiskey Joe's would be a good place to probably.
No,
shut.
we love it, and we go to Whiskey Joe all the time. So yeah, I think any of those places that we can just get people in, and we try to get them to offer drink specials, and we've offered other things to help them. If they buy a drink, they get a bonus ticket for a raffle. Like just ideas to get them to.
Well, like I said, if you could reach out to Hooters Catches, Whiskey Joe's.
And I
Is
don't
it-
know.
Okay,
that
Cool Beach.
bar?
I was forgetting about you.
Is it Pirate
So there's
Bar?
4 down there now.
And the one next to Hooters in the Mexican restaurant.
Yes, that's Laura's
We've been
restaurant.
there quite a few times. So the only question we probably gonna have to pick 1 or 2 or maybe 3 because we got to figure out the game,
Mhm.
right? And so got to find if we do a 7 card so we can add 2 or 3, make I just need to figure that out, the logistics wise.
Could you marry 2 together and do like a Hooters Cancun Beach that are right there so they can participate together and then you have like Catches and Whiskey Joe's together?
Let's see what their interest is because again, somebody might have a lot of interest and some people sometimes it's hard to get to the people.
Yeah.
And you mentioned raffle tickets. So maybe if they weren't doing cards, they could do a raffle ticket or
Yeah, maybe we could add extra stops for something else. Or, there's another aspect we talked about that, because we give out all kinds of cool prizes, but might do part of it as a little scavenger hunt, hit these places to pick up whatever. I don't know. These are some ideas that this is pretty much just brand new. We haven't evolved it yet, but
Yeah. Well, like I said, I would also want to involve as much as we could here.
of course.
because there's like 5 or 6 businesses just on the west side of 19. My only concern is there going to be a way to? Is that
It's on.
beyond?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. So is there a way? Are they going to have crossing at the very beginning of the event, at the very end of the event? Are there going to be crossing for the go-karts to stay till 10 o'clock at night and then crossing at 10 o'clock at night?
So when I talked to Chief, I said, obviously, once the event's over,
Mhm.
and that's how long they stay, right? The music. So I think
Yeah.
probably from we would obviously have something at 9 when it's over. The music's over for a little bit, obviously. And he said if people wanted to cross and they didn't want to stay or whatever, we could probably set up a window kind of after he does his thing, whatever time that would be. So I have a small window there, window at the end, and then obviously
like you said, we would need a window prior for people to come and register, and then
Right.
once they leave, so it's almost like 4 windows, really. I think is what we're looking at. 2 at the beginning of the event, 2 at the end. One of those to get.
he said to have the time allotted that you stay over the Newport Richey side and over on that side 19, and then have a window then you go over to the other side and do the rest.
So then they all cross at the same time and stay all on Newport Richey side, and then after a couple hours, they all come back and then stay on.
Yeah, I think you'd have to
Richey,
do
'cause
that
There's going to
'cause-
be a lot of
Yeah, so
going back and
basically
forth.
the Port Richey stops on the west side would be at the end.
Yeah, I think that's what the plan would be.
So then they'd all be on one side for 2 hours, however long it is, and then they all come back at the same time, and they're all there, and then at some point they got to go home.
Yeah, logistically, I think that's the only way to make it work is to make the stops Port Richey at the end, so everything can wrap up at the festival ground. The rest of the waterfront park.
And unfortunately, like I said, it's not approved crossing yet, so soon it will be. But until then, we got to be creative.
Do we have any rum bottles left?
Last I checked, there were 5 bottles. Or no, they were down to 4 bottles left to catch us.
Are we able to use one as a raffle? Or no?
So raffles are, you have to ask Nancy.
Right,
Raffles
yeah.
are,
Okay.
yeah, I don't think you can actually. I don't know how, if
So
it's,
maybe catches can.
Yeah.
well, catches could
Catches could,
do whatever they want, right?
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Have one.
Yeah. So kind of go forth and figure out.
Well, how we can incorporate the other businesses if it's not with a card, it's some other way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll reconvene, speak with me when you kind of know what you want to do, and then we'll kind of merge it together.
Well, if you're doing it once, I could probably have like a plan by next Monday and come back and make sure that it's.
I think it,
Having it next month, it's President's Day, is that where
oh, that's right.
to go
Mhm.
or what?
City Hall's closed
President's Day?
next Monday, isn't it? Do we already have a meeting scheduled?
I don't.
I have to ask Ashley.
Oh,
I thought we had every other weekend, and I mean every other Monday, and then it was going to every Monday.
No, last time I said every Monday just because we're getting close,
can
but
we move it to Tuesday?
we can move it to Tuesday's council.
Can we put it back on
Not next
Thursday?
Tuesday.
Not next Tuesday.
Not next Tuesday.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, next Tuesday's open. That's right. But tomorrow's council, so next week is Newport Richey. Yeah, so we can do Tuesday 17th. Does that work for everybody?
Tuesday the 17th?
Yeah, 6.
There's nothing else for me.
Possible.
That's it.
Thank
And
you.
Thank
I'll let
you.
know what the
Thank
specific-
you.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
February 17th at 6.
And then I do have a question. So, because I am marketing it for the vendors and stuff, so no boat poker run, golf cart
run.
poker run,
Golf cart poker run.
Yes.
and 150 to 200 participants in that. Okay. Got it.
Okay. Again, we have fishing set aside for next. So, in order not to jump around, we need to cover the music stuff.
Did we get a updated sheet from finance yet about what our balance
$4,000.
is?
4,000.
4,000.
That's how much.
So we have 4,000
plus the commitment.
plus. So we've got another 2,500. I don't know what Rod's going to do, but I'm sorry, we got another.
5,000. You said
Yeah,
25,
5,500.
plus whatever. Oh, 3,000.
Yeah, so 9,500 we got.
Yeah.
When you say that, has any of that been actually received? Do you have the checks?
No, it's come in. We do not have the money in hand. But, Honda has theirs in accounting, so it's a process. Brad's good for his too. It's like I said, it's almost in the bank.
So,
Um, okay. So we got almost 10. Let's just figure around 10 because he'll probably do 500 at least. I've read it.
Right now, since we know that's what we
Yeah,
have.
we have 4 right now, and then we have pending.
Pending.
It's like the deposit pending.
I
the
just
bank.
don't want to count money that we don't physically have yet.
That's what
Accounts
that's what budgeting is all about. You don't have the money in the bank, you expect it to come in.
I understand that.
So, but yeah, we have 4.
Yeah.
So,
4
which probably is
for the band.
yeah for the bands.
Porta potties too.
So why don't we figure out those costs because we should be pretty familiar with those. Are we going to do a big tent again? I would imagine we probably do. And do we want to use is the churches available still or
For this event,
for the March 14th? Is that an option or?
It possibly would be. We're setting it up the 28th of February. for the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, then that's where we did the launch for Turning Point Faith.
Mhm.
We're setting it up there.
Okay.
Um,
Because that's like,
so we could do that.
what's, and it's $1,000 some dollars or something. What we have for that? 1,500. For what?
That was with the table and chairs. I think it was 1,400 for the table and chairs from Coastal.
At the time, I believe it was about 1,500. I'd have to take a look.
So, can you confirm that for us? I guess, or to see if is it everybody opposed to that to use that again? Or?
I would rather have Coastal come out just so it's nothing to be anybody else to worry about with them. That's just my opinion.
I mean, it is
I know it is expensive.
easier, but it does save money. So it's
I would consider that we do start looking at some of the budgetary cuts that we can save and possibly do the tent. I know I also reached out to Jumpin' Jacks, and if they were going to bring 3 different inflatables with a generator, it would be about $500, and they can offer the insurance, the additional insured, in addition to they can bring us waivers.
Okay.
Instead of paying out so much. And then I did see, and I don't know if we're addressing it now or later, an email for a petting zoo at $2,500.
Yes, it was a petting zoo. They actually reached out to us for holidays on the bayou. And I was saying if we can get a sponsor for that, $2,500, face painting, bouncy house, petting zoo, and pony rides, all free for kids. So they would provide all that. They man it, they put it, they set it up, and they take it down. But it would be free for the kids.
What was their other arrangement? They had something where they give.
They
It
give
was-
back, right?
It was, yeah, but that one was $500. I mean, I asked and I didn't tell her anything. That's what she gave me as her proposal. It's with the email I sent. But it was $500, but then they were charging for each pony ride
Got you.
and everything. The only thing that they would charge from the $2,500 would be for people $3 to feed the animals. But they included all that for $25. And if we can get a sponsor, I mean, that's something that, for kids, petting zoo, face
That's a
painting.
lot.
I think that would be great for 4th of July. Do you think it's going to be worth it for this event?
Yeah,
Is where I
again,
was
I don't,
be
it's,
concerned.
4th of July is nighttime. I don't know if that's something that we can do because it was for 8
It's a smaller
hours.
window. That's true. How long would they be for? All day?
She said,
It said 8 hours.
8 hours, I think. Because then I asked her, "Are you going to be here the whole time?" And she said it was $300 extra, which we don't need them there the whole time. Francesca, it was. Eight-hour time frame, and it includes bounce house, petting zoo, pony rides, and face painting.
Well, Troy, you had mentioned someone about face painting. Did they get back to you?
No, he never did.
Okay.
But I can surely check on that.
Because
Now-
other than the petting zoo, it would be about $500 for the 3 separate inflatables, like an obstacle, a slide, and the triple games all the way around. And he would throw in the generator with that. Normally it's $800 or more, and then so he'll do it for around 5.
So I did on the. Did you say there was coverage on that too?
Yeah, well, for Jumpin' Jacks, they do have coverage. They can also list you as an additionally insured, and they also have waiver liability forms.
And so I reached out to Ron with the chamber, whose insurance is covering the vendors, to see if that would also extend to anything kid wise that we would do as well, just to kind of have that in the mix. So I haven't heard back from you on that. He's got checked, so that's.
Oh, okay. I was
that's an
curious
option too.
the answer
Yeah,
on that one.
So
Did you want our legal's opinion?
yeah, once you share that, that's
Well, from a legal perspective, talking with the lawyers,
Yeah.
it's all about risk, correct?
Right.
And so that's how we kind of measured this. And our preferred choice after a discussion would be a vendor that has their own insurance, because that's the safest route for us, because it holds them liable. It keeps us from getting involved in case there's a serious incident. The second choice was we provide our own insurance, which absolutely not, because there's no money, in the tills for that kind of
Well, how
insurance
much-
contract.
How much would that be? Because
At least $1
renting.
million would be the insured amount coverage amount.
I think when-
I know
places-
most of them are a million that carry it.
So it's about, if I remember right, I don't know if did you get price, but I think Sal did was like $1,500 for a day or something, or that.
I honestly don't know. I'd have to look.
See, if I remember right, it was like $1,500 to take out that policy for the event. So it's
So that's an option to us too. And
Sorry, $1,500 just for the insurance for one day?
yeah, my understanding from the quote we had before, $1,500. And it was, I don't know what to
Just for an inflatable?
just that was actually for vendors.
Oh,
Not even
wow.
talking about
Okay.
that. So I don't even know if maybe that might be different coverage.
Okay, well, the one I'm talking about now, they have insurance and they do all with Pasco County Schools and they've done Newport Richey. And I'm pretty sure they hosted an event when it was at Gill Dogs for me years ago. So they
So they have their own. So
yeah, they carry the insurance. The other one didn't carry what you would have wanted.
that was one we had last time with the
Yeah,
cars.
that was like $50 for the inflatables, but we would have to have an insurance. This one has insurance and also can add the additionally insured and everything,
which is good. And one of the things we looked
which
at,
is $500. So it's $450 difference, but
which is good. And then the last one would be us providing any hold harmless waivers. That's one that we just don't want to do because even if there's an incident, we're still liable. Even with the hold harmless
right, they
waiver.
have so they would have the hold harmless liability forms that you guys parents can still sign, but they also carry their own insurance. So they have both.
double protection.
Yes, double protection. And what were you going to say?
So, and that one there would have 3 bouncy houses versus,
Yeah, they would
One.
they can offer the double slide one that they just got. They have an obstacle course one and they have a triple game one. Like,
so we could get 3 of
Toss
the,
games.
3 of the bouncy houses for 500. and
yes,
their
with the
insurance.
generator and the
With-
insurance.
Now, what I will tell you, great job. When I was kind of trying to figure out the science on this with the legal piece, if you look on there, you'll kind of see what the insurance policy kind of looks like because it's actually on the agenda pile. If not, I've got copies here.
I would love a
Anybody's
copy, please.
interested.
I don't have a computer.
Okay.
She's paper over there.
I brought a computer.
Well, this is just in case anybody wants a copy of it, just so that you have an idea of
Oh.
what they're doing.
This is what we have currently.
No, this is what.
This is what they would provide, and
Yes,
then they
that's
would
what they
put
would provide.
the city of Port Richey down at the bottom right here.
Correct.
So they would have their policy, and then they would have the city of Port Richey down here,
And that's how
listed
they-
under the
yeah,
additionally insured.
which is the one thing we'd be looking for. Now,
Correct,
while
and they
doing
have
that,
that.
while doing that, I actually linked onto a actual business that does what we're interested in for everything: animals, face painting,
Oh.
rides, all
And how
that,
much
all
is
in
that?
one. I don't know.
I was
But
curious.
kids, it was
in
like a
general.
one-stop shop. I just happened to bounce across while we were, having the discussion with the law piece. But just for anybody's interest in the future, I've added it to this. We can pull it out and send it out for later. So 4th of July or other events in the future, if you want one place that can handle all your items that
Yeah,
covers
they-
insurance and everything.
They fence that all in, right? So it's when you're saying you're talking about the.
allstarevents.com.
There was one with rides
Oh, that's
too.
different than your petting
Yeah, that's
thing.
different.
Oh.
But it's got petting zoos. It's got absolutely everything.
And I would like to look at Kitty Up too. Kitty Up is a nonprofit, I believe, in Hudson that does a lot of petting zoos and stuff.
So it sounds like
This is an animal, the petting zoo that reached out to us, they're a rescue. So they fund the rescue with that. what they do.
And the only reason I bring that up is just for simplicity, just that, if at any point in time we want one place for everything.
what was the cost on that? You say?
I didn't dig into that because I stopped because I figured everybody here was doing a hard, diligent portion on their piece and I didn't want to interfere with that.
The insurance for when we were looking into the holiday event, the Holly Days event was pretty much, it was a $1 million in liability coverage with the $500 deductible per claim. It was proposed at $1,525 plus a $150 administration fee.
So
So,
$1,600.
yeah, about $1,600.
And that was just for the one day or
Yes,
2
that
days.
was just for the one day
Yeah.
for the holiday event. Yep.
Do you know, I have a question on that. So what about getting a year-long policy, blanket so many events in it? Because I know when I was doing a summer camp, a long weekend, it was $875 just from a Friday to a Monday.
Mhm.
But if you have a year policy, you can include specific events and it's usually could be the same price for the entire year compared to 1 year.
Yeah, I
One
think the
day,
change.
one weekend.
I think the
event.
chambers as a year policy was like around 1,500 as well. So it's
Yeah.
it's I don't know if it's because of the city and I don't I don't work in the insurance business, but it's
What about doing a year-long policy for the city of Port Richey instead of doing insurance policies for every individual event?
something we can look into for sure.
Yes, if
we-
you can save
We haven't
five,
so.
pay once instead of 5 times.
So, obviously the event committee itself is relatively new, so we're just kind of starting this. So that might be something we want to do in the future, but as of right now, we don't have
I'm
that.
a numbers person. So
Right. So,
saving.
but it's definitely something to look into to augment our current policy if there's something on there. But again, it comes down to spending taxpayer money to have that. We want to make sure that we're having events that we need that for. And so I think as this becomes more successful and we start putting these on year after year, that definitely something we should look at for sure.
Because when it was $875 just for one weekend, but when I reached out to another nonprofit to come join us, they were able to just use their insurance to cover the entire event, and it was their kids that basically came.
Mhm.
But they didn't have to pay any additional funds.
And,
But the event was covered.
and Mayor, looking at this, it looks like the cost would be about $1,500 for a year policy.
How much?
$1,500 for a year policy.
Yeah, like I said, that's what Chambers is. So I'm sure it's relatively similar. I don't know why it was a one-off for that.
But we're paying $1,500 for one event compared to $1,500 for the year.
We didn't. That was the quote we got.
Oh, that was a quote. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't pay it, obviously.
Okay.
So that's why the
Serious
chamber covered
We
it.
also, it was very last minute when we did
Right.
this. And two, we only asked about the one event. We didn't ask for a blanket policy.
Right.
So I'll reach out to them and ask them if they do a blanket policy, and we can go from there.
Yeah.
But this was very short time and for this specific event.
So anyway, insurance is an issue, right? So that's why the chamber's doing the tents and stuff now, because if they don't have their own insurance, we wouldn't be covered. So since the chamber's doing that aspect of it, that covers the city.
And have you compared what insurance that you guys are looking at compared to what the county insurance policy is?
We have not really looked at any insurance.
Okay.
So we need to, if we're going to do this, but again, this is, like I said, this is something we're trying to start.
Okay.
So all
Just
good
throw that
questions.
out there.
All
Just
good
start thinking
questions, but
about it.
yeah, I will say that our last Holidays on Bayou event was not well attended, right? And so obviously, if we go through this and we can't continue to raise funds and people don't come to the events, this all gets shut down.
Well, right, because I tried doing a 5K race, and then I was gonna make $300 to $500, and then the city of Port Richey was like, "Wait a minute, you need this, and so I broke even. But yeah, you don't want to have to use all your expenses, all your income to cover your expenses when you like some kind of a net profit.
We're in somewhat of uncharted waters. We're trying to make this happen because obviously people want it, but then if people don't come out and do it, it's we got to make a decision at some point if we continue. So fingers crossed, but we don't want a big insurance expense until we we have a machine working that needs that. So.
Because the county has basically a thing that there is a cap on how much the county will pay out per incident.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you want to just piggyback or start looking at what other cities and what other counties are doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many vendors do we have so far?
Over 40.
Nice.
It's a great number.
Nice.
Lots of food trucks too. I think there's several.
Yes.
Food trucks.
They have up to now 8 food trucks and then 4 food beverage tents.
So yeah, lots of vendors.
Um,
So so I think we need to make a decision on the whole kid zone thing of what that's going to be.
also how
I
big
think
it
one.
is.
Sorry,
We also need to know how big it is so we can put, because we expect more vendors. So we need to know exactly where
Well,
we're going to.
So the tent's going to be offset from the same footprint
In
it
the same
is.
spot, yeah.
So then the vendors would probably be after that, and I guess the kids stuff would be
Over by the
In a-
dog park. But if we use that
Dog
for
park?
parking, I don't know where.
No, wouldn't they be more that way?
right in the back.
Because like
You think? Or,
when we do the turn like this, the food trucks and the food vendors like this, and then the vendors. I mean, we could try to put them like in a U, I guess. Like we did the last day, the holidays
so-
on the bayou.
well, the Centennial we actually had kid stuff And we had that in
In
the
the
back.
hill, the Centennial, we didn't have,
We didn't have a lot
So
that
many
many
vendors.
vendors. That's
We
the
had-
problem.
so we had about 30 vendors, well, not all together,
Yeah.
about 30 vendors for holidays on the bayou. Centennial, we had about 20 something. This one we have 41.
And they're still
And they're still coming. So we have to make sure that we have enough room for all the vendors, and we don't have a limit right now.
Yeah, and so
So-
from
Do we know what's
the limit?
You called it a hill. Where's the which?
and then don't forget the fire truck has to go up there
Oh, yeah,
too.
the fire
so
truck as well.
you know what the pavilion is?
Hmm?
It graduates
Oh,
up all the way to the back.
So what I was just thinking is, what about when you come in and you make that left-hand turn off to the left side there about having a kid area?
That's
It's away
parking.
from.
Yeah, just parking for that. And they also put like,
The police are
police
there
have a
too.
command center thing
Oh
there.
yeah.
And then
We gotta
after
be
the
right
light
there by the
pole, the light
entrance.
pole back, we have to put food trucks, and then
Right.
food trucks is 15 feet from each other, right?
Yeah, and they have to be.
But we don't want the kids section too far off, because if the parents want to walk and let their kids play, they don't want to get too far off to the other side.
We have to see how much things we're gonna have, and then if not, we have to maybe stick them.
Poke your eye out with that
I know,
flower.
right? Because then if you put the kids zone too, you can put them maybe where the little park is for the kids,
On the other
maybe
side.
on that side, right?
Yeah, but now you have parents all the way on the other side, and then the kids are over there, and it's not even close to within view.
We can't put them on the pavilion or by the tent. We have
And
to.
we don't really want them near the water either. And is there anything blocking
Well,
it?
let's see. Is there any
just put 'em-
option besides? I mean, really, that back area where the fire department is on that top of the hill, that whole area there
That's
is.
where we would put them. Like there's that little.
It's about the only spot you could.
Mhm.
Do we
Yeah.
need a
I don't
do
know.
we need a vendor for alcohol?
That was the next. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up because we need to know, because we have what, Saturday is a month, so I need to know if we're gonna have vendors for that. So that was gonna be one of my discussions. for-
What were
Before we get too off the rails here, we got to solve the kid thing
Yeah.
first. So,
Troy, were you saying something about the kids?
Well,
I'm sorry.
I was just
Raise
going to
his hand.
say,
Talking about
we
kids.
got a lot of planning still to do and discussion for the seafood festival. But we also have our guests here with the fishing tournament and planning. Can we,
Maybe we do them first. And then-
yeah, can we?
Yeah, we
talk
can
table
about
our
the
discussion.
we
fishing?
can, I need a motion to table item number one.
Second.
I'll make a motion to table item number
I
one.
got a second. Okay. Any further discussion? Any public comment? You guys are like, yeah, do that. Very much roll. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, motion carries. So we're going to table number one, and we're going to come back to that. So let's jump over to item number two,
And
which is
just wanted to make a comment for item number 2. It's gonna be real quick. I was able to reserve Whiskey River,
okay.
The upstairs.
the upstairs. I spoke with Mike. He's the contact, and I have him for March 13th for the captain's meeting and March 14th for the fishing tournament.
Okay.
And I told him I will get back to him with a head count and times.
So item number two, fish tournament planning. So it sounds like we got the facility secured. We do have the guests from Target Fishing Company. So what do you guys want to come up and tell us a little bit about you, what you're thinking, and what you need from us?
Mary Malamatis, 1604 Gulf Road, Target Springs.
So you'll spell about us. Same address. Yeah, we're all the same.
Yeah, Kelly Tyler, 1604 Gulf Road, Target.
Hey, welcome. Thanks for coming. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
A lot of stuff going on.
So you were saying that you wanted us to run it with as little involvement from y'all as possible.
Yeah, that's ideal for somebody just to run with it or whatever. We can help obviously advertise it, whatever. We do have a flyer that we can put out, sign-ups and stuff to help facilitate that. But as far as you guys having your captain's meeting and doing that and whatever you do, you can run with it.
And the circulation for, I mean, where do you advertise? Just corporate here?
So social media, anywhere really. But we push it out on social media.
Social media, Bay News 9. I
Joy
try to get
FM.
Joy FM, Eventbrite. we try to put it out as much as we can, and then all over social media, different, and not just Pasco or Port Richey. We go everywhere.
Because if I say anything, it's not to step on toes or anything like that.
No.
We promote as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, go
We
ahead.
get people coming in from, like, usually for our fun tournaments from Inglewood.
Oh,
Yeah.
And they'll come in and they love, especially redfish tournaments.
Yeah.
That
You
redfish-
fly me from Alaska for all we care. It's,
Yeah.
fishing.
Bring 'em in.
And then we have some sources. And then we have, like, Boat Motor. I talked with, I don't know if you know Boat Motor Superstore,
Mhm.
Kyle Kenyon.
Mhm.
And he's going to help.
Okay.
They're a huge help. They're
Okay.
a huge help with funding, because if we had things like prizes for kids, little kid things where they can cast buckets and stuff like that, and just hand out prizes. We're going to get with the FWC to see if we can get some free rod and reels to hand out,
Nice.
and just whatever we could possibly get. The biggest thing we can do is know as much as we can possibly get, form it, and get the news out immediately. Now is the time.
So probably from our perspective, so how, are we going to fund the prize money? Because obviously we have entry fees and all that. What's your all's arrangement? I guess what.
Well, we normally, and we talked with, we have an attorney, you explained, Frank Lago, because we've had, like you were mentioning, that it was not legal, I guess.
Right. So the way that a fishing tournament has to be held, you have to determine the prize fund up front, and then you set your entry fees or whatever. They can't be connected, so they can't say, "Well, I got 10 entries at $100. I got $1,000 I can distribute." That's gambling. So you have to set the first, second, third prize, your entry fees, and then see how it turns out. But you pay out those prizes regardless. So if you have one entry, then you pay it out. So.
See, our tournaments, what we do is we have about, I guess, 80 or so paid members, and you don't have to pay to be in our club or anything like that. And then what we do is we're trying to help those that have never fished. People that have moved, they might be from up north. All they know is freshwater fishing. They want to learn saltwater fishing. So captains aren't allowed in our tournament because it would be fair for them. We put a very low fee, and it brings in more people. They don't have as much to lose. And then whatever they make, club doesn't take anything. We just spread out the first, second, and third. And then we have other little vendors that'll help, give them little tackle boxes, personalized things, and whatnot, business hats and all that.
Right.
So that's how we normally do it. This is different. We had a Philos benefit, stuff like that. That was years ago. That was a different thing. We brought in entertainment. We brought in musicians, headliner, 4 or 5 bands. But
yeah. Well, of course, we're going to have that at the waterfront, right? So after the tournament, obviously, your folks will come to the waterfront park for the festival.
So you'll have all
that's there, right?
Okay.
So really, the fishing tournament is just going to run that morning. You guys would go out and fish, and then you probably come back at 2 or whatever and have your weigh in. But you can have that at Waterfront Park.
Yeah.
No, we did it last year at the
At
Whiskey River, and then presented the prizes and all that. But obviously, we could have that at Waterfront Park potentially too, because that's where the festival is going to be. Either way, I mean, it's
the John's Park.
Waterfront.
Nick's Park is the ramp.
That's where we went.
We went and took pictures. There's a huge field, and it's got a dock that goes down, a floating dock, and
That's Waterfront Park.
that's water. Okay, all right, yeah, nice. And I was asking Bob Hubbard,
Yeah.
about where to give everyone the information that may come in has no idea. One guy that may come in from Inglewood, where can it stay?
Right.
Stuff like that. So Bob's helping me with all that. Where are the ramps at? If people bring a boat, open for kayaks, kayak fishermen, or
Yeah, so we talked about that in our last tournament, and again, like I said, and that's kind of what it's easier just if somebody's whatever they're used to doing. By all means, you can do that. So I'll tell you what, we talked about it last time, and we had somebody running it for us, sort of, but we kind of put the rules together ourselves, and he just kind of facilitated it. And we had, I think, questions came in about kayaks, but you think you got guys on boats that are paying entry fee, and you got one guy on kayak is kind of a disadvantage, right? Because you could have 4 people in a boat was what before this is before. And so we were thinking, would you allow 2 kayaks to kind of team up together? So that's the thing, you get into the smaller craft. Otherwise, they're disadvantaged.
If a team, and then are the, I guess, I don't know who set all this up with 150 entry fee for teams. Is that
That's what we did last year.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that was.
Individual.
And do individual, I mean, does it matter to you? On
You can do whatever you want, really. I mean,
because kayaks, especially in this area, have an advantage.
Hmm.
They have a big advantage.
sure, they can get back in skinny water and
Yeah. And when we looked, and I was trying to look, especially on our charts. Now I'm a captain. Kelly, my daughter here, is a captain as well. And then we have other captains that are in the club that we're going to put our heads together and just really try to make it as nice as possible, as fun as possible for everybody, families, everything. So it's just a matter of, Bob's going to help me find out. He told me, he was mentioning some names that I'm not familiar with. I was born and raised in Tarpon. I don't come this way because of the rocks, but I'm learning.
Right.
But so he's helping with where, what, and how to let everyone know. So all the information for anyone that wants to get involved, which we want, of course, to be involved, we'll make it as easy as possible for them. That there won't be some, what do we do? It's laid out here. There's a ramp here. There's a ramp here. We can all meet. What we normally do, I think we looked at somewhere where y'all had rulers that said Port Richey, I believe.
oh, did they have Port Richey on the ruler she got? She ordered some rulers for our tournament.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right, so are those being provided for this tournament?
Did she have extra? Oh,
I don't think so. I can ask where she got
Well,
it from.
what we normally do is we have a special deck of cards, and then the people will take a picture because we don't want, what happens when it's over slot. They can't bring it in. You only bring a picture. We can keep it a tournament that's only for slot size, where they bring the fish in.
we did do last year's all based on pictures.
Yeah.
It wasn't. There was no. You didn't keep them.
That's pretty much what we do.
Yeah.
And then you have a card that's given. You have to, when you come to check in the morning, they get their card, and that card is I'm going to go ahead and break open. It's a Silverado, the movie. That's my special deck of cards. Not another one like it. I'm going to give that dick in this and just do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
That way they take a picture with it.
Yeah.
Because let's see, what with this, you're going to have vendors like food trucks, but you've got all those restaurants.
They're going to be operating too, obviously. So yeah. Then they have dock space. Depends on where you're at, but there's. Yeah.
And then I don't know. I was listening in, but that was another event you were just talking about with food trucks.
So it's the same event. So the fishing tournament is just one of the events that goes with the seafood festival, and so the actual all the vendors and stuff are going to be in Waterfront Park. The fishing tournament would start at Whiskey River and go back there or whatever, but it's still part of the event. It's just a kind of a sideline fishing tournament.
Like I said, I don't want to overstep.
No, it's this is part of that. But
if you needed more vendors, I don't know. If you needed more, if you had room for more, there's so many vendors. Tarpon is horrible about the food trucks.
Yeah.
There's so many people that purchased them that did this, and they have to go other places. Port Richey Holiday.
Yeah.
Port Richey Holiday.
Well, the one thing about that, since you're asking about that, so and I don't know what the count was, but you can have all the vendors, but if nobody comes to buy stuff, then the vendors get upset, right? So you don't, obviously we'd love to have as many as possible down there, but the problem if you don't have enough crowd to support that, then everybody gets mad. So I don't know that we would, at the point we really need more. How many food trucks we have already?
We have 8 right now.
So we've got quite a few.
All seafood, though.
How many seafood?
One.
I know barbecue does.
I didn't think of that. What kind of variety of food vendors are there? Because if someone's selling funnel cakes and no one's selling popcorn.
4 seafood.
So 4 seafood, that's good.
Yeah, and they're all different. And then we have some that are going to the Valentine's Festival. Maybe they want, Valentine Edition Market. They may want to do it for the seafood. They haven't registered yet.
So we've had the chambers that's managing the vendors, and so there's been a lot of interest in the seafood festival. So that's, like I said,
Yeah,
at least from a food perspective, there's been quite a few in there.
Yeah, we
It's been
have.
shared quite a bit on Facebook too.
But I would say, if you know somebody that's interested or whatever, send them to the Nature Coast Chamber of Commerce site.
And they would.
They could sign up right there. Yep.
Mhm.
Yes.
Because I didn't know if you had a quota of what you want, like the Apalachicola seafood. I've done that before too. And that's huge. It's massive.
And I have a question because you mentioned
Go
it. Are you booked for the bands or do you
We got to talk
lead
about
for
that
bands?
when we go back to the other item.
Oh, okay. Just because you mentioned it, so I
Yeah,
figured
we're going to have.
collaborate a little
We're
bit
working
more.
on music, but we will have music. We got to figure that out. That's we skipped over that to come back to you. So, but
I do have a question. Sorry, about you had mentioned families and fishing, so are you including a kids section or just family?
I would love to.
Just curious.
I would love to. Usually what we do is we have things for kids to do. As a club, we may have a Bayou kids just for the kids, a little tournament, a little shiner, whatever
Yeah.
they get, and something like that. But when it comes to kids, what ends up happening is that sometimes the parents tend to you come to this, and it's kind of it just becomes a mess. So we have kids tournaments with kids alone.
Okay.
This would be a little difficult to do that right now.
Thank
We
you.
had a person give you an idea that it was a fun tournament. There was 4 people to learn, and what he did was he hired a true tournament. What do you call it? He's like a veteran tournament. He was the captain and came with a massive redfish.
You didn't catch that.
And when you're in this business and when you know all the bait shops and all the different places, we know exactly what happened. And it was like, because I could tell right off the bat, it was like that was extremely unethical. It was really wrong. And there's no way of putting it in any kind of verbiage that would protect anyone from doing something like that. But this is more of a, this would be more of just a tournament. In other words, it's not like a fun tournament. This would be a real tournament. That's how we're going to treat it as fun. So captains would be allowed. Unless you think any reasons why you wouldn't want captains allowed.
so let me ask you this: so, from a budget perspective, would you need anything from the city, or could you just totally self-contain it? Because I think we have a budget, obviously, but if we aren't collecting fees to offset that, then it's just we're outlaying cash. So looking forward, and again, the whole gambling thing comes in, so you can't do it that way. But I don't know, we would want to necessarily put the prize fund out there, but we don't receive anything to offset that, right? So, how would you guys want to work that?
We're not, we're a 501c3. We're not out to make a killing or anything like that on anything. We pretty much cover whatever, our members have paid in, they get back. We mainly like to promote fishing. That's what we like to do.
Right.
We also like to also promote the different clubs. Instead of, we're not rivals where we should all promote each other. I just feel like the West Coast anglers all that. So we just wanted to work out one or another. It's not so much we're concerned so much about the money stuff.
All right. So that being said, are you going to need any budget or?
You're good at this. They always tell me to shut up because if it was me, I'll pay it myself.
Well, we had thought about maybe doing individual anglers and maybe lowering the fee just a little to promote it, and then of course we're promoting it far and wide. That we want to get a lot more anglers involved, and if you are putting up the prize money, then I would say split the fees.
Thoughts? What kind of prize money are you thinking?
Well, you had said what you did
We
last.
had what was it? 3?
Hang on. I will tell you in 1 second. I have it right here. Hold on. First place was 1,000. Second place was 500. Third place was 300.
So 1,503. Is that?
I mean, that's decent prize money. That should get a lot of anglers in.
Yeah, we had our last tournament, the club matched whatever we made, like in other words, the applicants that we had, and it was a $400 prize for redfish tournament. And that's when we really got a lot of people coming in from all over. But then again, our cost was a lot cheaper. You know, we, like you said, we're not out to make a killing or anything like that. We don't keep any of it. You know, we gave it to each angler to help them with costs and boats, and we want them to be able to fish because these tournaments, you go to King of the Beach, you go to any of the other tournaments, they're extremely expensive. I mean, they're just expensive. A lot of people miss out on the fun of getting to compete, you know, without breaking.
We had kayakers and people on boats and all sorts, and it was all individuals. There are no teams. It was just everyone.
And then we have a picnic afterwards. There's vendors, there's all kinds of stuff, which we will just come on, stay and have fun. But yet, you know, our times are usually 7 to 3, but in this 6, and then this the seafood is going to go on till for how long?
9.
10 a.m. to
10
9.
to 9.
Let me ask you this. Would you like to help the city with this tournament?
Sure.
Okay. So does anybody have any objections to them just kind of handling it?
Well, I don't have a problem with that at all. But I guess the only thing is, you know, if we just self-contained, do you need any money? That's my biggest ask here. How does that work out? So I don't know if you were just running a fishing tournament, we advertise it's under the city or whatever, and we don't take anything, and you guys supply everything. Is that doable, or do we need to put out the prize money? I guess is the question. I don't know how many you're going to bring. Here's my experience. Last year when we put it on, we had that same outlay of capital. $1,800 was the prize money, and what was the fees?
$150 for the pre-registration, then $200.
Yeah, I think we had 10 or 12 boats, so it pretty much it covered itself, which is perfect.
How were y'all with 10 or 12 boats? I mean, did you feel like you could have? Then you would have liked to see more, or
of course.
We'd love to see more, yeah. But that was all we got. We was lucky to get that because it was I think right to the wire. We only had like 8 or 9.
So when you host these events, about how many people do you have come out normally?
It all depends on, first of all, the tournament. If it's snook, we want to have a good tournament. Nobody likes to catch snook. It's hard to catch snook. So redfish is good. Trout, we rarely do because it can, trout's sensitive fish, and people touch them, they don't know how to handle them, and there's a big mortality rate with trout. Redfish is, I think, the smartest.
So if it's redfish, about how many people would come?
Last time there was, how many was at the?
I think 15 individuals, and that was, we're a newer club. We haven't had a ton of tournaments, low entry fee, but it was still better turnout. So we had, it might have been 15.
Yeah, this was
to 18.
She was when we had Ankloki anglers about 20 years ago. Our dog, it's interesting because actually a lot of them live here in Port Richey and golf partners. That's in Port Richey, right?
Yeah. That's,
They were all kids. It's just neat to see them all now captains. They're all active captains. They started in the club with Ankloki anglers. And I don't know. That's what we love so much about it. And Kelly was just a little girl.
To your question, though, we only advertised in our club and at 1 or 2 locals. Tackle shots. We did not do a huge.
In this case,
So how many do you think would show for this? Possibly not.
If I don't know how, we would have to get. Usually, we supply the money with what we make. If there was extra income, it does help just for the prizes. We can probably make this pretty big.
And you had said split. So I'm going to ask the probably question no one wants to ask. Are you talking about you guys collect all the funds and then you split
the fees?
If there's fees left over after the prize money's paid out?
No, I'm saying if it's $100 to get in, we get 50, they get 50.
Okay, and then who guarantees the prize money? Because what if that isn't enough?
So that would be on us out of our budget.
Okay.
So there's another way to look at it too. Is we provide this? It's still a number out there. They give them $500, run the tournament. do whatever you want. So it fixes our costs. We don't have to worry about anything coming in or out or whatever. We want a fishing tournament like we're buying bouncy houses. We pay $500, you have a fish tournament, and then that's another way to look at it.
It is, and just like you said, if there's a minimum, got to have a minimum number of votes or entries to have the tournament, and that way we're gonna recoup the loss, or there won't be a loss.
Right.
Are we gonna do the 10 minimum again?
The 10, I think we had a 10 minimum
Yeah.
on the last one. That's what we did.
Well, we'd have to have 18 minimum, or it's $150, you said, entry fee. How many, what was the minimum?
10.
10.
So that's only 1,500,
10
but
votes. 10 votes.
there's,
So our minimum was 10, but we don't have the tournament, right? So it's
Shouldn't it
15.
at
That's
least be 12
1,500,
to cover
and we
the
had
cost?
outlay of 1,800. So we would have lost $300 if we got the minimum 10.
so shouldn't there be a minimum of 12?
Again, too, you can't make this a gambling operation. It's so I don't.
Numbers, just numbers.
The question I have, I'm sitting here listening to it from a different perspective is, what's our goal? Is it to promote and bring a lot of people in? Or is it to talk about what amount of money that we want to invest?
To bring people in.
Because if we invest fairly, I'm not going to say amount because I don't want everybody here jumping on, but if we make a good investment, we can expect a good return with what we want. We want people to come here. We want tourism. We want people to come see the community. We want them to come down here and be a part of this. And that's where I would ask you, from your perspective and then from our position, what do you think would help us see our vision through the fishing tournament with you guys?
Vision of more people.
Yes.
Well, I think if the entry fee is a little bit less, because
Like, how much less? 125, 100, 100.
And then you have individuals paying 100, and they can be on as many boats as they want, but and they can come buy any type of boat they want. They could fish from land if they had no boat.
So you think a lower fee will have more people?
Yes, and we're going
But a good payout.
So $100 per person or per team?
Outrageous.
Oh, is it per person or team?
per person. No teams.
So don't everybody's on their own?
Okay.
Yes.
And
Because
maybe
we
keep
did,
it,
it was $150 per team last time,
Yeah.
so it would be $100 per person. Okay.
and from us, we will provide you just the, I guess the winning fees, and be separate from it because, like we said, we don't want to have there doesn't need to be any legal ambiguity here. We just we've got a fixed rate. We set it. We push it forward to you guys, and then from there, you guys create the tournament, and then from there, whatever arrangement we make after that is what we're investing in each other for the actual event itself. And the in-state, I'm thinking, and I hope I'm right with you there, Mayor, is that it's about people getting here,
Yes.
getting here, participating, and being a little bit flexible, like you guys are asking us to be, to get that crowd here. Because if we're not going to get the numbers that we want. Because at the end of the day, I just want people to come here and spend their time here and get to know the community and be a little more part of it, a little longer. And so
Well,
that pays.
so why don't we?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so why don't we have, let's say, them put everything together? We help with promoting, and they keep the profits, if any.
Yeah.
But then we don't have to worry about anything.
The city is not going to make any money on this. We're not.
We're not making money. Yeah.
But we wouldn't be paying.
All I want to do is I don't necessarily want to write a $2,000 check either and not get anything for it. So again, you never know.
Can they pay the price though? The price that,
Well, just like we would go
and they
to,
keep the profit.
we go to different
understand what you're
vendors to help us, different,
Yeah, it gets your own sponsors or whatever. It's
and all that, it's always been supportive of us. They've been really great with us.
And like I said, I want you guys to make money on it because you're putting in the work and all that. So but I just from a city perspective, I need to know what kind of budget we need because obviously whatever we spend, we can't spend on something else we need to. But we want to be good stewards of the sponsorships.
But if we're paying out $1,800, then really that would be, I'm doing numbers now, a minimum of 36 people. or 36 fishermen.
Well, from that aspect, if we're paying $1,800, it doesn't really matter how many. We pay $1,800. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, if she was splitting it, then that would mean that would cover the 1,800 that was going out. They would get 18.
We need 36 people to cover
18.
that.
Yeah.
Is there a
Or
way
why don't
to-
we
Yeah, because if
have
you
them
get
as a
18 and they get
vendor,
18.
separate,
Oh, one at a
completely
time,
separate, where we don't have to pay the price or anything, so that they can basically it can be their thing, like they're like a completely separate vendor, where they make up the price, they decide how much they're gonna charge, they keep the profit, and all they're gonna do for us is bring people, because that's what we really want, without spending any money, and we help with promoting.
Yeah, but of course they don't want to lose money either.
Well, here's the thing: is that if we can't, if we don't produce like what we would like to produce, then whatever we can do to make up for that, because we really want to. It's not just that. I've got other things in mind. It's called the Gulf Coast Classic, where it's, I've had this in right. I've written it out and everything for clubs all over Florida to meet for redfish tournament, where club would be against club, almost like Stanley Cup. You have one trophy that goes to each clubhouse. The more that we can get out, the more that we can keep doing, the more that we can keep growing ourselves and get a good reputation, like we have with Old Salts and all the different other clubs, the more it helps in the future for these kind of events. So that's the big thing. The other thing is that I grew up here all my life in Tucson, and please, if I say something wrong, I'm sorry, but I'm Holiday, Newport Richey, and Port Richey was a little rough. They've done a phenomenal job of building it. I go down Newport Richey, and it's like you look like the same place. Not first final on Port Richey.
I grew up here.
But everything is just looking great. And to promote it and make it, it's still what I call home. I know I'm from Tarpon, but it's still what I call home.
Sure.
So, and I know Bob Tartan, I got a lot of friends that live here, and a lot of people that have just grown up with. So, it's just, it's the way we're all the same part.
And like I said, we want this to be an annual event, so we want to grow from here. So I guess, what do you guys need, or you think about it? And
I had a question. In the park where the festival's going on, do you have room? Because what we have done and would love to do for you guys is just to have a pop-up tent.
Yeah.
We have like a bucket, and this is where we have the kids come and try to do a casting plug into a bucket, and we can give out freebies and things to.
100%. Definitely.
We'd love to have some space.
It's a pretty big park. Of course, it was empty. I don't know how many people you're going to have, how many vendors you're going to have, how full that park will be. But I mean, the last one we had dunking booths. We had the mayor in the dunking booth.
I've done it. It's fun. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know about March, but it was fun.
Someone perked up.
Yeah,
Sal's like,
I think Sal, he invested
That's
quite
an
a bit in
excellent
it.
idea. I personally think you should have a dunking booth at every event that you do, just to promote, for each event. And
I appreciate that
citizens
feedback.
would really love that.
I can get a Dunkin' booth.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
Mayor, what I would ask is with all the information we have now, would it be possible for you guys to come up with a plan? See us Tuesday,
Crunch some numbers and see us Tuesday, and we can figure it out.
and then we can make the decision on what is going to be the best way forward for you and for the city and for the prize money.
okay.
The only problem is obviously that delays it a week to getting the thing out there. So,
But we have a solid plan instead of hashing it out right now, which is going to cost us more time. Whereas if they come in Tuesday and bring us a solid plan, then we've won a week into the process.
Can we put it out there with prize money to be determined? At least let people know it's coming, and we're working on those details so people can say, "Oh, I might do that."
And if they get something back sooner than next Tuesday, they can email it, and then you can disperse it to all of us so we can look at it beforehand.
I'm a sooner, I'm a firm believer in sooner the better. The more you want to get the word out, just get it out there and get it out as far as you possibly can. anglers are anglers,
Mhm.
and they love to compete. And,
So I think
we
Saturday
get some
now's
of these
good.
other
Well-
areas, Tampa, and
If we solidify it by Tuesday, that gives you basically that week,
I mean, a month.
3 weeks,
Shy of a month.
just shy of a month to make it happen.
what's the name of the guy that's with us? Dustin Bush. Familiar with him? Captain.
So you would
Captain
choose-
Dustin with Freedom Boat Club.
might be.
Dustin Bush, Fishing Crazy Chargers.
I don't know.
So
We know a Captain Dustin.
Tomorrow, Tuesday, or
No, Tuesday next week.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, the 17th.
But obviously, if you get some stuff put together, you can reach out
yeah.
and
And are you doing the printing of like say posters?
we banners and stuff for the advertised event, but for the fishing thing, we haven't really talked about that.
No. I mean, we have the flyer, but that's it. There's no.
Do you think you need banner for the fishing tournament? I mean, obviously, maybe
Not
at the event.
tournament itself.
Wait a
No.
minute, no, it's not, and it's not trying to do this like just how we do with the club is as much as we can get because prize money does help.
Yeah.
As much for the to promote as many people as possible. Keep it
Well,
affordable for your normal family.
So we just print the flyers, we can put them up in tackle shops.
Yeah.
We could
print those.
we can print
yeah.
the flyers for you. We don't.
We can
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
all.
We can definitely
Yeah.
help with that.
We have a color printer that we use, but it's the club's money.
Yeah, we have that too, so we
We
can
can
help with
do
that. Save that cost. Like we can help with that.
And I do have a question because if you are going to have sponsors, you're looking for sponsors for the fishing tournament. Can we allow for their sponsors to be part of?
I was going to say that. So
Yeah.
if you have a sponsor that reaches a certain level in kind or whatever, the rods, let's say the rods are worth $1,000, whatever. Well, we have a level that's that. So let us know and we can
And then we can
give them recognition.
And if they need a booth space or something,
Yeah, they boost space, whatever.
FWC, we get in, they'll give rods.
we can have
They'll
that.
give rods for kids.
Yeah.
Let me give you my card,
Kids.
and this has the info on the.
They mentioned kids. See, I knew they can get rods from somewhere for kids.
We'll trade. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So then maybe there can be like a crossed off section for kids. I don't know if there's a safe place or even if they're fishing from the shore of Whiskey Joe's or maybe Whiskey River because it's actually across the river and they have the high tops so they can fish off of the
Are they going to pay $100?
deck. Well, no, kids are different. Maybe they're
Well, as I said, they don't.
ask
they
them
don't
how much it can.
We can have something fun for kids with prizes for kids.
Yeah.
To have them involved, even if they're at that park, even if they're, around with it.
That's right.
The one across, if you're at Catches or Whiskey Joe's and you look across, and at Whiskey River, they have that deck there where people eat out, like on the bar thing outside. They can fish right from there, so they don't fall over the ledge. I don't know, I'm trying to think of a safe place.
The restaurant kids. And there's the what's the name of the one that we went to Whiskey River?
We went to Joe
We
by
have
the
class
state,
reunion
and then
coming
went
up
to
at
River.
Whiskey River. But the Bob said it's got the floating dock, and the other one had a fit because they rent out their dock space.
Catches does,
You have Catches in Rum River,
because they have the boat club out there
I think
too,
it's called.
or they used to.
I think it's Catches. Yes, it has the
and then they
floating
have
dock.
next door, like it's Catches, and then the other restaurant next to it, it's Rum River. Looks like a tiki bar type of thing,
Okay.
and then that
It's
they're all
connected.
together. Yeah, could be
Pretty
that.
sure it's Catches, and
Mhm.
that Bob was mentioning, and that they're float, which is easy getting in and out of boats.
Yeah.
Last time, I think there was a mess with parking, and those were paid spots by individuals.
They have like Freedom Boat Club or something like that there.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm not sure.
Because they
who's
have the-
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
I go
most
out
all the
there all
stuff
the
over there
time.
Catches is all paid dockage.
Yeah.
They don't have any public docks.
And I was gonna say earlier before you guys got into the sponsorships, but maybe they could have their own separate banner the day of with separate sponsors that wanted to donate to the event for them.
Now we can do it. If you need a banner, we can do a banner for sure.
The only thing we do with sponsors is we try to get them to help us with prizes, give us, whatever.
And if they're gonna give fishing poles and prizes, then you can throw their logo up on a banner and have their banner out at the event when they're giving out the different prizes.
Yeah.
Right, like, well, I'm not sure if there's time enough, Boat Motor Superstore, as long as there's X amount then they can make, or I think it has to be, they get about 200 rod and reels for free. If they, if that's, in other words, if they wanted 10, 15, no. But if it was a large amount, they'll get them. And if they have some left over, so what? We still use them for other kid events or anything like that. Just something, and this is a family-friendly thing.
So putting families in the park, that's kind of where we want to set up and have the giveaways to just kids that come up and play and give them some kids something to do. Because sometimes at these events,
Yeah.
To fish.
Just
So
like I
maybe
said, let
even
us know the booth, the 10 by 10 booth or whatever size you need.
Yeah, you would just let us know, and then I'll put a good space for you. And then depends on if you guys are going to use it. Well, no, they're having Whiskey River. They're going to be.
Well, they do the tournament or whatever, but would you have somebody else man that way? You guys doing a tournament or something? Or
I believe Bob was referring that we would go to catches for what you call the weigh-in, or for people to come in.
well, it's Whiskey River.
Whiskey River.
Oh, Whiskey River. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whiskey Joe's.
Whiskey River.
The one on the cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know which one.
So
Yeah,
one of
we
the only
went to
ones
the
that
wrong
get
one.
confused.
We went to
Someone said
Whiskey
Whiskey
Joe's we're planning a class reunion or whatever, and we went to Whiskey Joe's.
Yeah.
So Whiskey River upstairs has already agreed.
Yeah, they got a little
So
conference room.
those are the ones that I was saying. Maybe they can do the fishing. The kids can do fishing off of there.
They got docks and stuff over
So
there.
just so that I know, so we're having the captains meeting in Whiskey
Or
River.
participant meeting, because you said there's not gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
captains, right?
or fishermen's meeting.
Fishermen's meeting.
Anybody, angler.
Angler meeting.
Anglers
Angler.
meeting.
It's still called the captain's meeting, regardless of whether they're captains or not.
Do you have a contact for who to talk to?
Yes.
Yeah, give
I
that to
can.
them.
Oh yeah, I can give that to you.
Well, they might need to coordinate.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna have a tent from 10 to 9 or whatever time you're gonna be there, maybe the kids can do fishing from 8 to 10 in the morning. Just throwing it out there.
I mean, we'll just be sitting there all day.
They're gonna be there at what 6, 7 in the morning. Let's throw some kids out there 8 to 10.
Whatever they want to put on, they
Do
can
you
put
want
on.
the time changed to
Have
7?
fun.
From 7 to 3?
I will be there at 6 in the morning.
7 to 3, is that better?
I can promise that.
Okay.
Especially if they're coming from
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll update that. And then we're saying $100 for the entry fee per person?
Yes.
Okay.
Then are we also saying it could be boats, land, or kayak?
However they want. Yeah.
So I like that idea with the kayaks because we can can we use the kayak launch in Waterfront Park?
And what
I
about
guess.
the one next to
There you
Hooters?
go.
Is that
I
yours?
saw they had
Yeah.
kayak.
The one next to Hooters. No.
Ramp.
Oh, yeah, Nick's Park. You mean? Yeah, that's ours.
Yes.
There's a
that
few
was
of them.
Another,
Yeah, it's our ramp. So I'll have to use that.
spoke with that little, what do you call it, the cute big shop.
I would-
Big shop.
Yeah. I would probably say on Exeter Waterfront Park, since we're gonna have all the vendors and stuff in there, that you really couldn't get kayaks and stuff back in there because with the parking and all that, so you couldn't use that launch.
Couldn't.
But you could launch at Brasher.
Maybe if they're carrying their kayak.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
No.
All right, over to the other side.
Do you want the entry fee? Do you want to cut off for the entry fee date? Like if it's past a certain date, it goes up
Goes
to
up
like
higher.
125 or
Like
something?
you have it here, to where captain's meeting, if you don't pay up to that point, which I guess you have an account, all that, they go right online or however they would do it.
Well, I imagine you'd be taking care of it however you want. Do you want us to collect too? Is that?
Well, no, I mean, I don't know if that's.
I mean, well, that's the way to do that. It
I mean,
adds another layer of difficulty, obviously. So.
Do you have a way of collecting yourselves?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a way of collecting yourself?
On our club, we have a website that
Okay.
people would pay on there. That's
I
if they
can
want
change
to
the
join.
QR code
or
to
if
their
they want to
website.
pay it, Or they come.
Yeah, so we could send them right to your
Yeah.
club
Website to
website.
And then go
yeah.
directly if they have any questions or anything, because sometimes they'll turn into a maze, and then our clerk will get bombarded with all the phone calls and everything from the seafood festival and everything. So if they know, like fishing tournament, they have your number, and they have your information, and we could all give it out. We have no problem with that.
If you can give me the website, I can actually make a QR
Is
code
this it?
to put on that. Okay, perfect. Let me take a picture of that.
we probably want to take it straight to wherever their
Yeah,
payment's
that's
taken.
exactly what I'm gonna do.
And then who can we call if there's any questions that we may have?
You have my number, so I mean, if anything, I could always direct you. You could always call them.
Yeah, always call me and I can get you in touch
Yeah.
with you.
I'm with the vendors, and like if you just tell me, I need 5 spaces, or I'm going to do this, whatever you decide to do in the park, let me know, and we'll make room to do it. So just to give me an idea, and then you could always speak with the mayor for anything else. I will let Mr. Barbarino from Whiskey River know that you guys are going to be in contact. But again, if you want me to take that on, like you could tell me, Caroline, let him know this, so we have one point of contact. I will do that too.
What may happen is, let's just say, or it could be farmed anglers, anyone may say, can we set up something there? And then I would have them call.
You would just, yes, I gave your wife the number, so you can just have them call me if they want to set up anything or anything like that. Okay?
Well, so on that, we have levels of sponsorship that gets you booth space or whatever.
Right.
So I would think they need to.
Yes, if they have, like, for example, if you tell me they've donated, well, I'm assuming Fish and Wildlife would have they would be able just to set up whatever if they decide to.
Regardless, right?
Give
Yeah.
anything, so they can set up.
Fish Wildlife, yeah.
But let's say it's Joe Smith's bait shop.
Let's use boat motor superstores.
What?
Let's use boat and motor superstores. Okay.
Boats, Boater, Superstore. That's
Boat
a
and
handful.
motors.
Boat and Motor Superstore. Super. What?
If they were,
Boat and motor
if they
superstore.
don't,
A long day.
just if they're giving $100 reel, we're not going to just give them a place to park, right? So
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
they're-
They could be a
because our
vendor.
sponsors that
Yes.
give
Yeah.
levels, there's a sponsorship package. You can look at that. If they reach a certain level, they get
Oh, I have it.
different things. I don't know what
I
it
did
was
upload
for.
that thing and send it to Ashley.
When you have,
They can still do that. They just need to pay the fee to get a.
Well, if they
But-
give them to them, like let's say $1,500 of reels, then they would be.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll give you the paperwork. I need to walk in. And then this is the level of sponsorships, and all you can tell me is they were the Pearl, they're the Clam Ambassador, I can't speak. Bayou Business Booster, whatever it is, you just tell me and then we'll figure it out from there. Thanks.
So, would you, and if everyone's okay, would you consider doing something for the kids?
She's not
In
gonna
the
let that go. So
I'm not gonna let it go. I'm gonna just,
Actual fishing?
yeah, like a little, even if it's just a couple hours in the morning,
I would love to.
from like 8 to 10.
We need to ask,
We would love
I mean, they need to
Okay.
ask Whiskey River if that's okay.
Whether it's,
Yeah.
whether it's something
Up
they
to
they
us.
can get involved in, some kind of a simple little.
Yeah, something little.
That's what everybody's
And they
Yeah,
give
I
them little
know.
trinkets.
Just get- Yeah.
I'm all about kids.
Oh, that's where. Same thing.
Thank you.
And so, do you guys have the 501c3, right? And you actually have liability insurance for something that might happen at.
We have, right now, we have a Frank Lago, is he, or Richey? He's a corporate attorney that helps us with everything. He donates all of his legal system. He says until you get into certain size things, he said, keep this waiver. We're not sure. We trust on everything he says. But if we have to we realized we were at Club Key Anglers, we were 180. And we were doing a lot of the bigger tournaments with Old Salts and that. And then we got liability insurance. If we had to get liability insurance, it's something that I'm always nervous about. I think get it.
Even if it's for the day.
We can get it.
Right now, we have liability waivers that everybody signs. It's a one and done.
He
for our
put it
club.
together, and he says, like most, I don't know,
Yeah.
liability waivers.
If you could just kind of brief Nancy on kind of the arrangement we're looking at here and what we need to be concerned with.
Yeah, because that would help us too, if you can tell us what exactly you need, because we get whatever.
Okay. Normally we would take just a copy of your insurance saying that you have it, so you're held liable for all whatever might happen, whatever. So they can't come back and sue the city.
Yeah, we were always concerned with that, because when we have tournaments, and then sometimes there's people that, they try to help people handicapped.
Right.
And, it's touchy.
Yeah.
So you're saying you do have insurance at this point?
We
No.
use
Oh, okay.
waivers.
No, I was just saying, we have these.
We have a waiver.
Waivers are good.
From, Len Franco, though, and that's what we.
Okay.
Get that.
Yeah, get this.
Okay, so just procedurally, so is there any objections to them running with the fishing tournament and then coming back with us with the details next Tuesday? Okay, any objections?
The
Okay,
only
so
question,
next
what am
week?
what am I making the day of entry fee?
oh yeah, we want to, so it's $100 or
Per angler.
And then day of?
day of is
150?
Okay.
150.
Thank you.
Any other details you need?
Hmm?
Any other details?
I have I'm just gonna,
It's all individual, so it makes it kind of easy, I think.
and then I have the information so I can do the QR code.
Okay, cool. Any other questions you guys have for us?
Any flyer that you do end up making, if we could get a
Yep.
digital copy,
Of course.
then we can put it on our website.
Of course.
where people sign.
So will they be having a separate events page, or are you having a separate events page
So
for this event, for the fishing?
when you say event page,
A Facebook event page, social media page?
Oh, we're just gonna, put it on our website and then we'll
Okay.
share it with our fishing club, which is established as.
Usually
I mean, we-
tournaments with every local community.
are you guys going to create a Facebook event itself? You guys do that? We can do that if you want. Is that what you're talking about? Having a
Yeah,
Facebook
who is
event?
doing that?
We can do that once we have the flyer done.
Yeah, as long as we can send a link or something as we get it to say.
Yeah, it's really just people that show an interest. They're not going to. I mean, it directs them to you or whatever. But it's
Kim, you could do, like you said, a QR code that would direct
yes.
their
Okay.
That'll be on the flyer, and then I can put their website on the actual event page, the Facebook event. So.
Awesome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll see you next
so much.
Tuesday.
Have a good night.
And make sure on Tuesday we would actually know because she's in 7 days to schedule that. So
What?
for the next Tuesday
Oh,
meeting,
yeah.
she's get that noticed. Okay, anything else on official term plan from the board? Okay, so I'm gonna close that and I need a motion to go back to item number 1.
Let's go back. A motion to go back to item number 1.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion second for discussion. Any public comment? Seeing none, put a vote on favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. And so back into number 1, discussion planning for the seafood festival. We got down to the kids zone discussion. I think is where we left off, right?
Sure.
And so I was pulling up the
You were looking at where you want to put the camera.
yeah. So I think that's what we need to solidify where the options are before we can figure out what we're going to do.
Because the slides can be pretty tall too.
Yeah.
And if worst case scenario, we only had space for 2 inflatables or just.
So I really think
Is
The
your
tr-
screen connected to any of these other screens?
no, not on Zoom. So, but if you want to come up here, I'll show you.
I like to.
So this is Waterfront Park. So here's the pavilion. Obviously, the music will be here. We'll have a big tent here. People can sit to consume the music. All the tent vendors and stuff will be in this area. And then food trucks will be around the perimeter
Mhm.
because they have to be on the gravel.
Right.
So really the only space is just kind of this area here.
And what kind of access is there to the water?
This is all mangroves are here. So it's,
So they can't. Really
there's
get to
no,
that
I
easy
mean, they have to
access?
dig down in there.
They have a little bridge.
That's actually, there's a path that goes here that if you go down through here, it takes you all the way around this.
The other thing I was saying was
Over here?
Parking over there for police and stuff.
The police come here and then we get disabled parking.
Mhm.
No, the porta potties I think are here.
Oh, well, after there's a light and then after the lamppost, we start with the food trucks and the porta potties and
Mhm.
stuff. This is the kids area, right? Yeah, because dog park kid.
You know, we have the
Only
playground
thing I
here.
would say
but here there's trees. There's well, I don't know if that's space. I mean, we can block.
I don't know if you could set anything up in there. Really?
Yeah,
So,
There's not enough room
that's
right
the
there.
only thing, because the kids can come, this is fenced in, but I don't know, nothing fits in there, I don't think. Unless,
yeah, so parking going to be in here.
how about, well, yeah, no,
I mean,
you
there's-
don't want them with parking, you're right.
I mean, there's space in between the dog park and here,
But we said
but
parking
yeah,
could be
we're
there.
going to actually try to park
You don't
there.
want to put them there either.
So it's really, this is
Yeah, this is,
that area right
and then
there.
the parents can walk like this,
Yeah,
and they'll be
they're not
here,
too
and
far.
the food and the vendors. And
So what's blocking from here to here again?
So the vendors, so yeah, the tent would be around here. And then you'd have all the vendor
And then
booths.
you
What
have the
about
hill.
the vendors and the food trucks going around?
No, there's not enough space, so.
They're going to be tight.
And yeah, it's really, and then you have all here, and the vendors also park here. I forgot about that. We have vendors parking here, but obviously they can. We tell the vendors park here if you're not leaving, park here if you are.
Yeah.
And then right around here, there's like a slope, so we can't put vendors here.
Yeah,
so it's
so
like a walkway.
What about this area?
The
The food trucks be all around here.
Potties and
And we're going to have like 8 food trucks going around
they
here.
have
We
15
can't put them on this side.
No, they have to stay here in the gravel.
This is not a bad for the Centennial. We had them here on the hill. The kids wasn't a bad place.
Okay.
There's,
So they
there's a
were
lot of
fine.
room. I mean, it really is a lot of room
They
back
have,
here.
there's room. And then it doesn't look as isolated as it seems. It's big, but it's close together. So parents
Yeah.
can, and even if you sit here, you'll be able to see listen to the music.
I'm more concerned about the water access.
Yeah, so you got water access here.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But again, we could block that off.
But you can, well.
This is the
we
walkway
can-
around here, which we would probably block off too, maybe. I don't know.
Like right here.
Do we have people walking around the lake or anything? I think we block all that off, don't we? The fire department's right here.
We
set up.
normally let people fish.
People
Like
just
people come
wander,
in with
yeah.
walk and they walk
Nobody's-
their dogs.
That's not usually blocked off, no.
No, we let them walk. And well, yeah, because that you can't really. Yeah, that would be the only spot, unless we put them on top of the hill and then we put the vendors like this.
Yes. Like the vendors. I don't know, just circle.
So, just to give you a point of reference, let's see,
Like
where's,
we did with
here's
Centennial.
Walmart.
Put them on the hill and then put the.
So in this little space here, what's about 35 10 by 10 tents, 35 to 40. That's where we have our community market.
Our vendor space
So if you look at that little spot there,
That vendor space is more important than an inflatable, I'm sorry.
you're going to fit that in about here.
Oh, that looks so small. Put them at one.
Yeah.
So, but
Have a lot.
yeah, so you're going to have tent vendors off, but you're going to, they'll be right close together and walkway in between them. So you fit quite a few in here. So you're going to have a lot of space.
Right in there is, that would be the great spot
No, you're not gonna.
for the
nobody will
bouncy house.
Yeah, that's about the only spot.
About the only spot, yeah.
Okay.
Use a street over if we do that more. And then
And then
fish
they're not going to
people.
be leaving the event without the parents.
So we
Right.
might think also,
Unless it's by boat.
No one enjoyed the music.
so
Not yet.
Okay, so
Kim was bringing up the points.
she always
What
has
if we
good
get-
points.
I know. What if we get more vendors? Because to me, more vendors is more important than an inflatable.
And the fishing people as well, putting them. So let's see how many, let's see what we're gonna have, and then we can figure out with that.
I mean, we could. What were you thinking? You thinking 3 things? Is that what you?
Yeah, they had 3 different items.
Are they
I
like
think that'll be
ox?
fine at the top of the hill, and then you can go around for the
Are you
rest.
thinking less than 3? Is 3 too many?
What did we have? What
Well,
is
the
it that you
third
have?
is a
What is it that you had? Let's see if it's a
like
same
a double slide, an obstacle course, because they recommended not specifically the bounce houses, because then you'd be like, all right, you guys got to get out, and then okay, now you guys go in. If it's the slides or the obstacle courses, they're going up and then down and then coming out, and then they're just repetitive motions.
How about just the obstacle course with the slide and everything? It's just like one big.
One big thing.
It shouldn't be that big of a deal to put the 3 up on the off to the side. You
Do you need
should
that
have
many? I
plenty
guess
of
the
room.
question. If it, depending on what, I mean, if they're 3 little bitty things, that's one thing. But if it's one big large thing,
Did we
so I don't know what
decide-
you
We didn't
think
even
about.
vote on
Did
it.
we decide
I know,
on
it's-
heading to
Okay.
as well?
Exactly. No, we haven't voted on anything yet. So
And then-
we've got. But I wanted to see what the options were.
I can get dimensions for you.
You have not looked at them already?
What?
You said 3 things. What 3
They
things
have
were
a
you talking?
website or
Jumping Jacks Bounce House.
Jumping Jacks?
Let me look.
So when you say bounce house, I'm thinking about a big square thing people get in and bounce up and down. Is that?
Jacks
Technical.
Bounce House.com.
Jumping Jacks.
I don't see, like, you can always push one back further where that little sidewalk is, and then they can go through it back there. I don't think it's going to be an issue
Well, no. We need to know
fitting them.
what's the proposal.
What do you mean?
What your proposal is? 3 things. What 3 things do you want to do?
The inflatable slide.
So it's just a big slide to go up, slide down.
Yes.
Okay.
An obstacle course.
And that's a long thing with several things in it.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to Google.
Is it the
And then
100?
they have one, it has 3 games around it.
Is that?
Hold on.
Okay, so there's a 100-foot obstacle course. There's a 45-foot retro one.
Oh, you're on jumping jacks?
Yeah.
That's okay.
So this is the 100-foot. This is the 45. This is the Aqua, Avengers. Which one is it? Fire, water,
Pick any of them.
camo,
We're not doing any water, right?
toxic.
We don't have any way to get water up there.
Dry, tropical.
We don't have to do water.
So Christina, which one is it?
What's that?
Well, I'm trying to get on the website right now. I don't have a computer with everyone else.
I don't have one.
I didn't bring my
I'm looking
computer
at my phone.
today.
So that's the wet and dry. I mean, if you get one,
I think
that's
it's
pretty
being
big.
Do
analyzed.
you want this computer?
What?
Do you want this?
Are you on the website?
Did they give an actual, like, did they give a paper?
They got kicked off.
They told me it's normally about 800. They would do it for 5.
Is it in writing?
I guess they got kicked off.
I can put my word on it. It would be 5.
We need the
Well, we price, yeah.
we need it in writing.
Okay. and
Basically,
that's
you
not
would need
a
like
problem.
an
I can
estimate
easily
from them,
get that.
so then
Yeah, I can get an estimate.
There you go.
Thank you. I'm requesting you purchase another computer for. I'm just kidding. Motion to.
We'll get there.
I have my laptop.
Okay.
What's the site?
Jumping Jacks, bouncehouses.com. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Obstacle courses, bounce houses,
Here it is.
slides.
Okay. They have the double slide, which is probably one on the left or the right, or those look like water ones. I don't know.
So the wet
And then
dry
there's a-
slide.
So under slides, there's a 20-foot dry slide, a 21-foot retro wet dry water, and it's fun water. So it looks like the 20-foot dry slides, 2 sides.
And then that's the game one that has 3 games side by side.
Which is the game one?
The slide.
There's 3 different games. Well, there's multiple. If you click on games, they have ones.
So wait, let's start with the slide. So the slide is a 20-foot or the 21-foot or the fun water slide wet dry.
You see the top, there's slides. Are you in bounce houses?
Yeah, I see. I'm at the slides.
So you got 3 slides, but is there a game one that has slide incorporated with it? It's not on here, I guess.
No, I think the game one was a separate one. Was it Jumping Jacks that she got?
Mhm.
It wasn't Jumping
No,
Jacks. It
I
was
don't
air something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For which one?
No, that we have
Because
the
we had that
Centennial.
centennial.
So what was it? You said $8.50 you get for 5. What's that?
Say that again.
You said there was one for $8.50 that you get for 5. Is that what you said?
No, I said you can get. It's normally around
Oh, for the 3.
$800, but he would do the 3 inflatables and the generator for 5.
Any 3 inflatables?
Well, we had talked about the double slide, the obstacle, and the game one.
Okay. So double slide, the obstacle was which that 45-foot retro or the
Which one are you looking at?
I'm under obstacle courses.
Obstacle.
There's a whole bunch.
That one takes up quite a bit of space. That one does.
They all. Except for the
But even if it's along the back,
Mhm.
because you said you're not doing food trucks back there
That's correct.
on top of the hill, all the way in the back.
Mhm.
And
I don't know.
is that, and that's normally where the fire
Well,
You can't
department.
have them there.
Yes, the
Wow.
fire department
The fire
normally
So
goes up
that,
there.
Fire
that's,
department back
that's a
there.
good,
Oh, but they can't.
I'm sorry.
You can have food trucks all the way back to about where the fire trucks are, about where that entryway is to go around to the lake. But as far as that, where the grass and stuff is, you can't have them in there. That's
Right.
sidewalk.
Right. But with that obstacle course, them being over there by the fire department, that's a good fit. because
They'll
the
be right
kids-
there by the fire
Yeah.
department.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's a
kids
great
will be
idea.
able to climb on the fire truck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I still don't know what size we're talking about, but I think
We can make sure that we picked one that
I don't
We need to have
I don't
an
think-
estimate.
I mean, I think 2 for sure. 3 would probably work back in that area as an idea. So then we just so let's say the 3.
and they would do a generator as well.
All right, so 3
So
for
you don't have to
$500
worry about
bucks.
Yes.
Okay. All right, and the other option was $2,500 for
2,500 for
animals and all that. So
petting zoo.
And they would
Face painter.
inspect they would
zoo,
stay
face painting.
there all day.
No,
Or is it
I
gonna
had
be
reached
us?
out to the college and the professors that run the honor society, and the professor was going to help get the college students to volunteer that day with me.
So are these inflatables all ages?
Mhm.
Or it's like certain ones?
I would say they're at all ages.
Okay.
So the 2,500 was for a bounce house, petting zoo, pony rides, and face painting.
I think 2,500 is a lot, only considering we don't know how many people are going to come
Yeah, I
the
mean,
first year.
I don't
for a
necessarily want to
petting
lay
zoo.
out that much money.
No, I agree. If you have a sponsor to do it, that's different. We could have it for something else.
I mean, I'd rather focus on the music and
Oh, I agree.
Mhm.
and
Since there was a kid, and this was something that remember we had said we were going to look at.
yeah, I would say if we get 3 bouncy houses and works in there for $500, that's a pretty good deal.
Mhm.
Especially if it's all insured, we don't have to worry
With
about
the
it.
insurance and the waivers.
Any objections to that motion?
We don't have anything in writing.
Yeah, we
There's
don't
no-
know the size.
Well,
or
I
anything.
mean,
I can write
we can make a
something.
decision based
No,
on
we
that
need
price.
something from the company with their actual logo
Yeah,
on it.
pending.
Right.
We've always had that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, do you want to move forward with that, or do you want to can the whole idea? That's pretty much it. I mean, we'll get the
we
stuff.
should
I'm going to motion to move forward with it, and then I'll bring.
Okay, so motion to move forward with that, obviously pending all the
Yes, 500 for 3 inflatables,
503 inflatables
including
and
the insurance.
the insurance stuff and all that. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, got a motion, a second. Further discussion. Okay, let's do a roll call vote, I guess. I feel like there needs to be a roll call vote.
Member Amanda Hoover, what's your vote?
Aye.
Aye. Weird
Vice Chair Caroline Gonzalez?
I need to see what we have, so I guess it's,
The motion is
what is the motion?
it's $500 for 3 bouncy houses with all the insurance, everything included. We're not approving the check, writing a check or whatever. We're just moving forward with that concept. Is the
So
motion.
the concept can change?
Well, if it comes back and says, oh, it's actually 800, then it changes, right? So, or if it
Or
comes
if it's
back,
a bigger,
or they
like,
actually don't have insurance. Whatever, all we go on is what's been stated, and so
okay, if we're going with what's been stated.
okay.
500 for 3
I'm a nay
inflatables.
too.
Okay, so I got
Oh, name, sorry.
nay. Good, keep going up.
Chairman John Eric Hoover,
Aye.
Member Don King,
Aye.
Member Laura Knoll,
Aye.
Member Troy Peterson.
Aye.
That's everybody right? Okay, motion carries.
That I
Oh, that's right. Sorry,
Member Christina Fitzpatrick.
I.
we assumed you'd be an aye.
Oh, thank you.
I should have done
Yeah,
that.
and you're being a nay.
All right, so motion carries. So obviously bring that back,
I'll get it in writing for
get
you.
all in writing so we can look at that next meeting and get
Thank
that.
In the next meeting, we have another vote to say like, yeah, this is what we're doing.
Well, if everything's what it says, I would imagine it would pass.
Can we make sure that it has like the actual, it's 100 feet, 45 feet? Like, I'm not against it. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I want the
that everything
details for
fits.
sure.
Yeah, just
Which three things, what they are.
What exactly they are, because we don't want to have something that's too little or too big or too much.
Yeah,
So is there sunshine where I can't say, hey, is there one that you prefer behind? Or
We
I
can
have to
come-
bring
No,
it here?
just pick the three that you want.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
I
you
mean-
want to discuss it
basically-
now? I mean, we're all here. We can all look at it. I mean, I
Well, I
think
don't-
it's a cool
Basically,
one.
That's-
anytime
yeah, but you don't know which
we,
ones he's included. I don't.
we just have
this is-
something
But she
that they
can,
can
she
look
can always
at.
say,
So that's
hello,
what
we're
we
from
need.
the city and
Good.
can you do
Yeah,
this?
that's what
These,
we need.
we want these 3 for 500.
Well, that's. I mean,
Can
he
you
may
do
not
that?
give
Any you like.
the
Just
3
pick
biggest
them.
ones for 500. I don't know what he said. He said a slide. He said a obstacle course and a gaming thing.
I know he said he had an event that day, that's why he couldn't come out. But if he were to come out, usually,
So
I
bring,
wanna say
just
roughly
bring us
1,200.
bring us the details and which 3, and so and if there's any options, obviously that you have these 3 for 500, these 3 for 500.
Okay.
Just give us what are the options, and we can collectively pick which ones we want for
Okay.
$500.
Okay.
Good.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Yep. All right. Going to the music.
Is Rocky gonna give us a discount?
Yeah, he gives us a good rate.
Okay.
Again, I don't know what it is, but we kind of need to know how many we're going to have.
Do we have an idea of how many, like, let's say, for example, is it how many we have or how many we can afford? Which one is that? Because
Well, it always goes back to what you can afford.
Can we,
Right.
I mean,
You can get and again, maybe that's the way to approach it. How much money you want to spend on music?
okay. I think that's the main thing. The music.
How many players, how many band, like, how big do you need it to be? Like a 2-people band?
Well, we need to have a larger band presence at the end, the headliner act, if you would. And so that would be your majority cost, because they're going to be a 4 or 5 piece outfit, right?
So we had said from 10 to 2, have like a DJ, right? And then I don't know if we can use.
So Rocky was $700 and some dollars, and he's gonna give us a break too. So, and that was a 5 piece.
Oh, it was.
I mean, he didn't stay that long, but
right, it was
7,
supposed to
8,
be
9.
2, I think.
Was it 2 hours?
it was at least 2, maybe 2.5, something like that. But so if we're thinking our headliner is going to be from 6 or 7 to 9,
How much?
he was like $700.
So let's
For
say
2
the
or 3
headliner's
hours?
And then the DJ, how much?
7, 8.
Well, they're talking about DJ yet, but
Yeah. So let's say the headliner's 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's what we're looking at. Like they start
The
at
main.
7, the main one.
is that normally about right 2 hours or?
What time is
That's
it
at
over?
least a
Is it
question.
over at 10?
It's over 9.
9?
So
We'd have to start like 6 to 9 or like 7 to 9.
We should probably ask Lisa what would be, what would
Because I would think 7 to 9. I mean, 7 people are settling down. They're coming.
I don't go to a lot of concerts, so I don't know. Do they normally take a break every hour for 10 minutes or something
Yeah.
when they're playing shows like that?
Because they
They
usually
normally
play,
put some music on while they're on break or something.
Yeah, for live performers, they'll usually take 1 or 2 breaks between sets.
So maybe the headliner 6 to 9. We'll work on that.
So they play 3 hours.
I think that's fine. Cause
Yeah.
even
Well, they
if
take a couple
people-
breaks in there.
Mhm.
And that would be like a variety of music.
Well, it's whatever she can get. Like I said, it could be rocky at this point, because the other, like I said, the other group was they had to get out of there by 5 or before another gig at 5.
So 6 to 9. Can we open it up to like?
You're gonna have some time in between, a half hour in between bands. Was that?
I don't know. How are they gonna? Because Rocky took a
I know
long
it took
time
them a
to
long time to set
set it
up.
up.
Yeah.
They were
So-
there like really early,
Maybe we just do 2.
probably too, because they,
And
I
then
mean,
have
it
a
took
DJ.
them quite a
so the-
while to
He
set up and
did,
break
yeah.
down.
We also, if you have
Well,
like
if
a
you do
solo
a solo
guy,
that's just
there's
one,
that, so maybe
or
you
2 solos and a.
maybe do 2 smalls and then do a big,
Smalls and a Rocky, yeah.
and that way,
And the Rocky.
yeah. Well, I understand, right? Could be somebody else, but
Right.
he's
No,
available.
I'm saying Rocky, like Rocky.
Yeah.
2 solos, 2 solo or duo.
So that
whatever.
one 4
Yeah.
piece that they're talking about, they have to be out by 5. So if we was to do something like them, we'd have to start them, get them out of here at 4. Then we could have somebody go from then to the
Well, we had
headliner.
originally said we were going to start live music at 2.
So we go 2 to 4.
2 to 4, and then have 4 to 6 for them to set up 2 hours. You could have
Well, then we
a
have
DJ.
somebody in between there
Or
at 4 to
solo,
6.
yeah.
Is somebody solo or duo or whatever, and have the one come on at 6.
Karaoke.
Good idea.
That'd be fun.
And do you think a budget of 2,000
For
Modest.
for
for 3
total?
bands?
3 bands.
I think you need a little bit
I
more.
think it could be well. If
you
you
want
want
some
some
Rocky
if you want
2500?
solo,
So-
Yeah, but he owes us.
If Rocky's in the mix,
Oh,
we're gonna
he
get a
does,
deal
yes.
too.
Yeah,
so-
you're
Yeah.
right.
He said he was gonna give us a
So
break.
20, can we like inflate it and then just in case? Because it depends. What,
Well, I mean, let's put 25.
25.
yeah,
Any objections to that? I don't think we'll need that much, but that at least gives Lisa some parameters to work
Do we
with.
need a
yeah,
motion
because
on that?
I know Jeff Allen.
Yeah.
He's like 175 for 3 hours.
How much?
175.
175 for 3 hours?
Yeah, he plays really good.
175 for all 3 hours?
Yeah,
Or an hour for every
no,
hour?
total.
He's
That's
a single,
Jeff Allen.
a solo guy?
He's
Yeah, well, I
really
imagine a
good.
solo guy probably.
Oh, that's
He's
Yeah, he's
really
not
good.
his
that
name,
much.
Jeff Allen.
Yeah, I have his number.
Um,
He used to come to Cancun, and he plays really good. All of the what's it called, Jimmy Buffett.
yeah, well,
Jimmy Buffett.
send me his information. I'll send over to Lisa, see if she knows him that way before. She gets what she does. She books music. She probably knows it.
Jeff Allen.
Lisa
Burke.
Yeah, because he's like
Motion for the
175.
Yeah, go ahead.
I make a motion to set the music budget for $2,500.
I second.
Okay. Does that include any DJ or just bands?
All of it.
All of it? DJ included? Okay.
Like
Because if we
400.
get Larry, then it's probably only gonna be 400.
Yeah, be Richey.
Okay.
If we have a
Alright.
DJ, what time are we gonna have a DJ?
They go from 10 to 2.
Oh, 4 hours.
Okay. So I got motion a second for 2,500 music budget. Any other comments on that? Any public comment? Seeing none, put the vote on in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. So we're looking at, let me write these down. So 10 to 2 DJ. Then we'd have 2 to 4 band. 4 to 6 band. And that could be solo, whatever, the same band. And then 6 to 9 headliner. Right?
Why don't we have the one band 2 to 6 instead of having 2 different ones? Or you needed different ones?
Because there was one that Lisa had that could only play before 5.
Had to be done by
Had to be
Had to
done.
be done by 5. So 4.
if we use them. Like I said,
Yeah. It'd be nice to have different variety.
so we could
Yeah,
do
we're
2
already
to
having
2
3.
to 6 is a 4-hour set though. So
Yeah.
you really need, I mean, 2 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. I think that's a good mix.
Yeah. The gentleman that you have, it's 3 hours.
You can do 3 or 4 hours.
I mean, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do 2 as well, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, too. So we can.
That's what I was saying. If
Yeah, nobody
it's
wants to
not
hear the
too
same guy
expensive-
for
yeah,
ever.
that's
So
true.
Yeah, have variety.
And if we don't have a DJ yet, I know a DJ, and he probably charges about 250 to 300.
okay.
So I don't know.
Who's
If he
Who-
brings his own
so
stuff.
who's
Yes,
doing a
everything.
DJ? Because that's not Lisa's not doing that. Who wants to worry about the DJ stuff?
I can.
They have to be licensed and insured too.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I
Check
don't
on
know if he is, so I have to ask.
And
Less
then
than
if
what?
not,
We need Larry.
you
well,
can
ask
get
Larry.
Larry. Yeah. Larry and
Diane.
Diane.
The ones that were there with the
You,
little
did
pump
you
up?
meet him? No,
don't think so.
no, the Centennial, they have, they were in the car show too. They were
Like
not
a
in this
little
car show
trailer.
either. They bring a little trailer and they have all their
Yeah,
DJ
they got it.
equipment on
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
The
okay.
whole thing.
I mean, we can use them.
No, whatever. I mean,
How much do they
It's
charge?
cheap. I think it was $400, but they
400,
were
I
there
think.
for
And
Oh,
they
that's
they
not bad
come
at all.
day.
Yeah, and they literally will come earlier or they'll stay and they'll be like, well, I'm just gonna be here.
Well, I think we can go with them, honestly. We already know they have
Yeah.
insurance. So.
We
And
can
it's
check
what-
Yeah, we'll check.
But check see if they're available.
Yeah.
and
And then you,
let Laura.
And
Yeah.
if they're not, then let me know.
okay.
But I think that's
Okay. So I think the music is,
Music we got.
okay. So is there anything else?
Yes.
See if it, go ahead.
Laura had brought up the alcohol. Are we gonna have, because Saturday is gonna be a month, to see if we have any, if we're gonna allow vendors, what are we doing with that?
Okay. So on alcohol, council would have to draw an ordinance up for it, and we'd have to get council approval to go forward with that. Would it be an ordinance or resolution probably for that, right? And so we could potentially have that if they wanted to move forward. I could bring it up tomorrow if we decide we want to pursue that. Bring it up tomorrow to see if there's appetite for that. If there is, we could have it on the agenda for the 24th of February.
You want to draft?
And that would be and we'd have one more meeting before the 14th, the 10th. So depending on if it's ordinance or resolution. If it's ordinance, we're covered. If it's resolution, we're more than covered. And so if somebody, so what's thoughts? Go ahead.
Thoughts?
Yeah. What's your thoughts?
Oh,
You're bringing it up.
yes, no, I just want to know because of the vendors, if we're gonna have vendors that are gonna provide alcohol or not.
Do we have any vendors that have asked about alcohol?
We have, and we actually have a vendor coming for the Valentine's Chamber Community Market that they would be interested.
Because two different things. Are they like doing tastings and selling stuff out of there, or they just closed? But here,
They could do either tasting or they can do bottles. They sell bottles and you can take it with you. Or
Can they do cocktails?
They were
No.
moonshine. They could do cocktails. Yeah. They were
yeah. I don't think you're going to find much appetite for full on alcohol in the park. I said I would think, and if anything, you could have a dedicated area for beer. Now, vendors selling something is a little different, and I don't know how that from a council perspective if that's even included or not.
Can we see if we can have like a beer garden or something where you have a person selling beer? Like, let's
I'm
say
happy to take anything
You
back.
can't technically sell beer. I think you even have to do tickets, and are you getting a nonprofit to pull something, the beer license, and then you can't sell directly beer. You actually have to sell like tickets that.
Yeah, I don't know anything like. I would just say someone who's selling alcohol. I don't know how that works.
So tell me a little about this particular vendor.
The moonshine?
So they sell flavored moonshines.
Yes, they either
Right.
do like they can give you the
Not for
tasting,
consumption
or
there.
They could do
but they-
that, or they can sell it just to sell it, so you can take it home. Yeah, it's whatever you tell them they
How does
can.
that work? Like, do they go through like
Well,
how
they
they
have-
had to go through
Well,
the
they have to have
distillery?
they have to
They
have
have
a
their own
alcohol license to
right?
sell,
Yeah,
right?
they
Oh,
have
okay.
their own license.
Oh,
okay.
They are a distillery. They have moonshine distillery.
Oh, okay, okay.
They have their own license, and then they tell you, can I sell it there? Like sell it, giving it to you, take
So
it, or
so
you
I-
buy the bottle or jug, whatever it is.
I don't know that necessarily selling it, not drinking it in a package, not to be opened in the park, is a big hurdle. I don't know about the actual tasting. I don't think that's necessarily a big hurdle either. But that's a different thing than actually having
Okay.
a beer
So,
tent to where people are consuming.
Are we going to have any like beer tent consumption?
So I can ask the question when Nancy's here of what we would need to do for that, and see if council wants to move forward with a vendor that's selling alcohol that allows you to taste that. I can specifically say this moonshine vendor. Is there anybody else that's asking about that?
I mean, if we absolutely want like a vendor, I can probably see if we can be one of the vendors. But that's if we absolutely want like alcohol there.
I will sell like
Yeah.
alcohol, beer
Is
to
that a
consume
conflict of
there.
interest 'cause she's on the committee?
But if it's gonna be like too much, then maybe we shouldn't.
Probably, yeah.
Or let's say,
Well, unless it was all come back to the city.
let's say it was Whiskey Joe's or whatever, because I see they have that little thing if they're selling alcohol consumption.
So I believe, and Christine, you may know, I don't know, but when I was talking about the still houses, if a nonprofit can get, like they basically the nonprofit would
Apply the full
buy
license.
kegs or whatever, and they would basically they could get like a $25 event license or something for the day to do that, and it's of course not for profit stuff. The city's not for profit, but the city's not going to probably be involved in that. So if we had a nonprofit that was doing that, like what was the group that did it out of Sims Park that you were serving at?
Sertoma.
So yes. Oh, it was Sertoma. Okay, they do the barbecue.
Sertoma for the deaf and hard of hearing.
Okay, so they basically did that. It was just beer, right? And so they probably got that $25 license, and they did the tickets. Was that the confined area that they had to drink it into, or?
Oh, yeah, you sell the tickets, and then the person gets a ticket, and then they take the ticket to the other side, and then they trade the ticket in for what
they had
But they
different colors.
can't, they
right?
can't walk around with it, right?
You could, and it's a different color for, say they wanted a $2 ticket or a $3 ticket or a $5 ticket, and then each ticket you can purchase different things with that.
Well, let's be clear. That's Sims Park. They don't have the law that we have here for waterfront park about no alcohol being in the park.
That's why a council decision would allow that to happen. That's what Newport Richey's does as well.
Right. I make a motion that for this event, no alcohol in the park. That's my motion for this event.
Specifically because we were talking about actually consumption. We also talking about a vendor selling. So you're all out. No alcohol. Okay.
No alcohol.
I thought you said that
Oh.
was a board member, a city council decision, not a events committee.
This would be a recommendation to the council. So if this was to pass, there'd be no need to ask council.
So
We can't make the decision, but if we make a decision that we wanted to have that, I have to take it back to council to see if they want to have it. And if they do, then we would have to draft the necessary resolution or ordinance to be able to do so. Right? Okay, so motion is no alcohol for this event. Is there a second? Motion dies. Okay, so
I have a good question. So did I hear right that it has to be a nonprofit to sell alcohol?
no.
Because why it can be the same as it's just a normal vendor?
If you have
as food truck?
a license to sell alcohol, you can get, and if you have a license that allows you to do it at events or whatever, like mobile, there's that. But if you can pay for a license too to be able to do that. It's just a nonprofit is kind of how that's done because it's a little easier.
Yeah, because I think if it's someone that already has a liquor license and all of that, that would be much easier. 'Cause
Yes.
they wouldn't have to go
Yeah,
and
a
like jump
nonprofit
through
doesn't need a
hoops.
liquor license. That's the distinction. They can actually just get an event permit to do that. They don't need an alcohol license. So let's talk about this as two separate things. So first, let's handle it from the event vendor that we have that is and they actually want to be a part of it. And you told them
They inquired.
okay.
Yeah.
So, and I'd have to ask, but if somebody wants to make a motion that for an event vendor to sell alcohol, not for drinking, but like
Take
going to a
home.
liquor store to take home or whatever, as a just like a regular craft vendor or whatever. They're selling like their craft moonshine in this case, and then have it in tasting aspect of it. I can ask both questions, maybe and again, I have to ask Nancy what we'd have to do from a council perspective. But there's probably two ways we can approach that. No tasting, but you can sell it. So there's no consumption at all, but you can buy it there from that vendor.
Do you really think someone's going to buy it and not open it? Now, do they have their own separate insurance?
Well,
that
so to
covers
answer your
the liquor?
question, there's no alcohol in the park, and we have 4th of July festival. I'm sure people bring it in and drink it. So yes, you can't. I mean, if you catch them, you can find them,
Well,
right? But it's like, yeah,
that's
so that's
contradictory. Okay.
but
yeah.
no, you can't necessarily prevent that from happening if you don't see it. So, but we would basically have a disclaimer there: is this is not to be opened in the park, or you will be arrested, or whatever what they can do. Huh. No, I don't know I had no idea. This is new ground. So I can ask council about that. Is there interest in that? And if there is, I need a motion.
So let's say, for example, someone's selling a vineyard coming in and selling wine. They could sell the wine. They can't open it. You can't open it. You can't taste it, but they could sell their
They
wine.
can't give any tastings, right?
No
Well, no,
tasting.
I'll have to ask about that. Maybe they can.
Yeah, because
I think you need
makes
the
sense.
council board to decide.
Well,
which
yeah,
route
but
they're
if there's
gonna go.
You need
if
to
there's
know
no
what the
interest at all, I
recommendation
won't take it back. It's done.
Okay.
So
I'll make a motion. Well, you had a question?
Well, no, because I want to just make sure that we're clear, because if I was buying, I'm going to use this as an example. If the moonshine is $40 a bottle, I want to taste it before
Sure.
I'm taking
I
it home.
agree. Me too.
So
I just need to know.
Can we-
But if let's just say
taste, but not carrying
let's just say
around.
let's just say we and again, council can open it up if they want to do that, then they could do that. I guess the question is if council's willing to say we don't want it, but we don't necessarily have probably selling it. If the vendor's still interested, just let them know that hey, you can sell it, but there's no tasting.
Okay.
That's a worst case scenario. The best case scenario is they can sell it and they can do their tasting. Again, that's up to council to figure out how that would go down.
Okay.
So
I'll make a motion for a vendor to be able to sell their alcohol,
and taste if possible.
and with tasting if possible. But if no tasting, if they can just sell their alcohol and no consumption at the park.
If you're gonna sell it, then I think you should be allowed to drink it. It needs to be one way or the other. I don't think you should sell something that's contradictory. They're going to be drinking it. You either yes, take it back to the board and let the board decide yes, there is drinking and there is alcohol, or no, there is no drinking and no alcohol.
Well,
because if I'm
I can tell you probably that there was no way that pass.
Which one?
Buy wine and drink your wine there. Buy your moonshine, drink your moonshine in the park. I mean, I can ask the question, but I don't.
Then
You're making a very large leap from.
It's either you sell something, you allow them to have it, or you don't sell it and you don't allow them to have it. I don't think you should sell it and put them in the situation that they're.
Again, you're not talking
one
about
way or the other.
It's not going to be cold. It's not going to be mixed. You're talking about. It's like it's more of a vendor thing where you don't normally go and drink it when you buy it.
For example, if let's say Catches decides to sell the rum, the city Centennial rum. It's a pretty bottle enough that you're not consuming it, you're buying it because of the memorabilia of it.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but I mean, people make.
Right, but you don't know who's going to be a vendor, so they can.
I just thought we wanted to have like beer or anything.
Well, we'll get to
I
that.
think we're doing two.
We'll get that.
Two different things.
We got two different things. So I've got a motion for the vending.
A motion to bring it to your council and let them decide if they're for or against.
Well, I mean, I can see how far the council's willing to go. I mean, if you can't sell it, you can't drink it, right? So first thing is, can you sell it? And then the next question is
Can you
I
have
can
a
say,
tasting?
do you want to allow them to drink it in the park or not?
So it boils back down to
I mean, I'll get you full answer, but I guess have to start with something. And if, like I said, so is there a second for that motion? And it may or may not include drinking. It may or may not include tasting.
I
And
think
it may
it should be
not
all
be-
or nothing.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, motion and second. Is there any further discussion? I've
think
heard
it
your
should be an
discussion.
all or nothing. I don't want to have to keep voting on something that's so.
You won't have to vote on it. This is.
You want me to vote right now?
I'll bring back with.
Can I abstain from my vote?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Whatever council says is what goes. So it's not like you'll come back and you're going to say, "Well, we want to drink it." Like, tough, right? Council, this is what they want to do. So we've got a motion and a second to allow vendors to sell their packaged alcohol. Again, don't know what they're going to do with it. I will let you know. Same thing, taste it. We'll get some kind of answer. But I need that a little bit. So is there any further discussion on that?
Yes, I know a majority of the people that I know would be completely, totally against this. Mainly, number one, is because there is already an ordinance, no alcohol in the park. That's the ordinance. So to have to pull a special permit each time for each event just to have alcohol in the park.
I will say this too, Troy, is that maybe it's not possible. I'm assuming.
Right.
Yeah, this is lawyer question, all that, but there's an interest in allowing that. So we'll have to see.
So why go down this road? Because why even go down this road? This was supposed to be a family-friendly event with bouncy houses and fishing tournament and all that. But now we want to bring in a vendor that wants to sell moonshine. That's like bringing in a vendor that's wanting to do tarot card readings. You know, there are a lot of people
and
that wouldn't be okay with that.
And they can be there.
They can if we allow them to be there.
So we're not, alcohol's a little different story, but we're not going to pick and choose of necessarily things we can't do that, right? We can't deny access to a public event because of religious values,
right,
or whatever. Not that we don't all have them,
right.
But again, this is not church. This is government, and so I hear and you have a vote, obviously. And again, this is not the end all say all, but we have to go through the process. I don't know what council's thoughts will be. I don't know what I would necessarily be until I find out more details. I just need to know, does it go forward or not? So don't jump to conclusions just yet.
I think it's in Newport Richey does. They go through this or do they just not have that law? Or do they go through every event?
I'd have to look. I don't know if every event. I think every event they say yes or no.
And how long has this law been in place, and why was it implemented?
In Port Richey, we've never had alcohol in the park.
I think it's okay to ask, but I also agree that if I buy a Bud Light, I would want to drink it there.
Well,
but I think it's okay to ask.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. This is think of it as craft
like a vendor,
alcohol. Like craft wine, craft
beer. If it was
beer.
somebody selling a muffin, it's the same thing.
Right.
But why is this even a discussion? You just said we're not telling people what they are allowed to sell or what they're allowed to do at the vendor table, whether it's tarot card reading, beer, or flowers, or whatever their craft might be. We're not monitoring and dictating. They have freedom of speech. They have freedom to sell what they want and to who they want.
But alcohol has a specific restriction.
There's an ordinance that says there's no alcohol.
We don't have an ordinance that says no tarot card reading.
Oh, so you're saying no alcohol?
That's what the ordinance says in the park at all.
Yeah, there's no alcohol in the park.
Is it
at all?
Container or
I think it's up to council's discretion.
Yeah.
I think the ordinance.
Well, and there's also the state.
I like how you're going there.
Well, so again, so the park. Hey guys, listen.
We're leaving.
Go ahead.
Our ordinance says no, you can't have alcohol in public parks. However, there is an exception. That exception is a special permit. And if we decide that that's something that we want to do, we have to, have a special event permit for that actual event. And with that, it has to be a licensed and approved alcoholic distributor that meets.
That's all the licenses, right?
That has the license. We've got to have a dedicated space for the alcohol, for the sale and consumption of it. And there's a couple more rules in here that I can get more detail in. But even though there's an ordinance that says no, if you guys choose to do it, it'll have to be a special permit, which will allow.
Right.
But there's no ordinance or resolution needed, just a special
permit.
I would like to
That
make
has
a
to be-
motion to
Well,
to the city council
What?
to decide.
Well, I've got a motion on the table. I've got a second on the table, so I just need to vote on it.
I have a question
Sure.
for Mr. King. Is it, I'm not gonna say the vote on it, because I know I made the motion, but is it a better thing for the motion to have it all blanket or just separate like craft? Like if they want to sell like a craft moonshine or something?
I think it's two different questions.
Well, it doesn't specify what type of alcohol. It just says alcohol. So
Okay.
if you want it to be shots, you want it to be beer, it's alcohol.
Okay, so
And
it doesn't specify.
it doesn't specify, but it does specify that it has to be a DBPR licensed alcohol vendor. They must meet strong insurance requirements, indemnification language defined by alcohol service controls. So they've got to meet those vendor requirements. If they are a person that does do this, then it's somebody that probably has all the licenses. They need to provide us those licenses before we even provide a special permit in order to allow them to do it. And then in that process, they need to give us their plan on how to set up that area for that specific vendor event. So if they're going to drink, there's got to be a space for them to drink, not wandering around like.
So it would be the specific vendor would be asking for that special permit.
Yes.
Okay.
And we would have to provide that. That would have to be something that we would have to be in support of. It's not something that they just apply for and we give it to them. It's something that we have to make a conscious decision on that we want for it to happen.
Okay. Yes, sir?
It sounds like just a nonprofit applying for this wouldn't even qualify to all those qualifications that you're recommending anyway.
Basically, this is somebody that deals in.
Who approves the permit?
City.
So the council need to weigh in on it, what you're saying.
The city doesn't have a special event permit.
That's the only issue that we have. We'd have to create a special, and we're in the process of doing that right now. But
So how are you having this event?
we found ourselves short on that event, and so we are creating one. As a matter of fact, we're already drawing it up right now.
This can't even be brought forward because you don't even have a special events permit.
Yes,
You do have a special evevents permit.
we don't have a special.
You don't have.
So this can't even be brought forward in your
Unless
answer. is yes.
unless there's a special events permit,
So hold on a minute.
which we can
So here's
generate if necessary.
the law
Yeah.
says that we do. We need to get one.
Yep.
Yes.
We can't come in and say, I want a special permit. And say, no, we don't do that.
Yeah, but how?
Your law says
Yeah.
you do. I want a special permit. So you have to have that.
Yes.
So
But
the fact that we don't is a problem.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway.
are you even able to incorporate one within less than a month away?
Yes. Yes. We've got
You don't
3
need-
council meetings in between now and then.
Yes. That's
You
my
have the first hearing,
point.
the second hearing, and then the third vote?
No, if it's an ordinance, it's two readings.
But that's my point to this.
Yeah.
That
You
will
need
have to
to
happen.
bring a motion to
So
make it for
so-
one meeting
Yeah.
and then.
Well, so let's not get wrapped around the axle here.
Yeah.
There's information that needs to have. All I want to be able to do for tonight, because we're not the decision makers.
Right.
As much as you
Yes.
want to,
Right.
nothing to do with
Yeah.
you. All I want to know is, do you want me to go to council and pursue that? And maybe it's a conversation that they say, well, it's a little too late in the game for this event, but let's talk about it going forward. I don't know what they're going to. Maybe they're going to be saying,
They don't even need our recommendation. They,
Just to be clear, I seconded so we could have further conversation about it, so it didn't just die.
yes,
So that doesn't mean that I'm for or against.
exactly.
It. I just wanted to second it so we
So,
could have further
yes.
discussion and you could ask the questions.
That's 100% correct.
so it doesn't even seem like
So,
a
thank you, Kim.
realistic
You're
time.
welcome.
Is there any other pertinent questions to the motion before I move on?
What exactly was the motion?
A motion. So a motion was made to go back to council and ask about potentially having a vendor a craft vendor sell their product, which happens to have alcohol in it, and that could include tasting or not, but to be able to sell their product and to what aspects.
I don't think the board can realistically or legally, ethically,
So
morally make
let me
that
be perfectly clear here.
decision
The
because
board,
it's
any
special.
ordinance we have, the board can change. Okay, the law, that's what's the legislative power that the council has. We could have an ordinance in there that says absolutely no alcohol, and we get a motion a second. We put the attorney on it. She writes it. She takes that out, and we says we can have. You got to have 2 drinks when it's 2 drink minimum when you go in the park. We can have that, right?
2 readings.
So 2 readings.
Don't you have to bring a motion forward to start a special event permit and then have 1 reading and then a second?
So we should have a special events permit already because it's in our code.
Mm-hmm.
So the city is behind the times and they need to fix that. He's made a note of it and he's working on it. So again, if there's interest, which sounds like there may be, to take back to council. Is there any other questions pertinent to that?
Yes, why would we take it to council before we have this events thing? And furthermore,
Because we have a vendor that's inquired about it, so we need to.
Right. And we also have the state ordinance. There's the 2 ordinance. One is the city, one is the state. So
the other question is does FCT prevent us from having an alcohol park? I don't know the answer to that. I've not seen anything that prohibits that.
That's
FCT.
That's
Communities Trust.
That's what we found when we did.
Okay.
When I had Abdil do the research on it.
Okay.
Well, so that was the question.
If that's there, then we'd have to probably
So
ask
do you know
FCT,
that?
or maybe it's FCT says there's no path to that. Like we can't build a McDonald's there.
Right.
We can't do it. We can't ask for permission. We can't do it.
Right.
I don't know if alcohol is that. I don't know if you know or not.
I think you can bring it to the board. I don't think realistically you have enough time, but I think it's their decision ultimately.
Well,
so let them decide.
I'll find out in a minute if I'm taking it to the board or not. So, any other questions?
I don't know.
Okay, roll call vote.
We're doing a roll call vote.
Yeah. This
This is nice. Go.
Can we say what the motion is again?
Oh,
So
I
yeah.
motion.
I'll
I said
do
exactly.
it. So
Okay.
the motion is to go back to council and we're basically making the recommendation. We would like to entertain a vendor selling alcohol, craft alcohol, whether it be wine, whatever. If we want to allow that, and to what extent we want to allow it. But the event committee has made an interest in allowing vendors of that type, more or less, something like that. And then you had the second. So roll call vote.
Member Amanda Hoover.
Aye.
Vice Chair Caroline Gonzalez.
Aye.
Chairman John Eric Hoover.
I should always go last, by the
Can
way.
we start over?
But aye,
I was just going in order.
that's fine.
What did Amanda say?
We have 3 ayes.
Member Don King.
Aye.
Member Troy Peterson.
Nay.
Member Christina Fitzpatrick.
Can I say?
You have to vote, actually.
It's passing. Yay. But
Oh, hold on.
And I may aye.
Okay, so Pat, motion carries. Okay. Do you have a question? Okay. So
it's a mute issue. It's the board's decision, and it just there's a law, and we have no special events permit.
I've got one written up right now in draft, waiting for
Okay.
review.
As a
that's just procedural thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as a
it's
committee, we're allowed to give recommendations.
And I will say, if the law says this law doesn't say a special event permit and it needs to look like this, they could literally come in and say, I want alcohol at the park, and Don has to give them an answer. That's the permit. If we don't have a procedure,
Well, I think this issue does need to be addressed in front of the board, honestly.
Well, yeah,
So
this is going to start that. So now the second part about was actually having a consumption area. So
I make a motion.
wait, the
Wait a
consumption
minute.
area could be 100 by 100 or 1,000 by 1,000 feet. It's up to you to decide what the consumption area is.
we don't. Well, right now there is no consumption area.
I would like to make a motion to table this till the next meeting. It's 8:30.
Okay, is a motion to table? Is there a second? Okay, motion dies. You had a
Why do we
motion?
need a second motion if you're bringing this to the board already?
It's a separate
It's a separate,
issue.
this is to actually, whether it be beer or wine, drinking in an isolated area. The other one's just to sell it packaged, like you go to the grocery store and buy something and take it home with you. So they're two very different things.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to open up alcohol, that's very loose thing. So this is structured, right? So the second motion, or the other motion you want to make is?
I motion to have, at the park, alcohol consumption in an area.
Being specifics.
Special events permit?
Seafood festival.
Again, council will control how that works out with the law and whatever it is. If we, if I don't know how the discussion go, but don't worry about procedure. Just right now, it's just conceptual. So you want to open up alcohol in a park
In the park.
for the event
For
only.
this event, for the seafood festival, in an area, whatever area is determined by the council.
Okay, and specifically
Beer and wine.
beer and wine only.
Wait,
Correct.
is moonshine included in beer and wine?
No,
But it's being sold at the event.
We don't know that yet. That's a different.
Well,
but
that's what the motion was, to bring before
you,
council.
you guys are getting way too wrapped around this. It's again, beer and wine for consumption in a park. If they buy the moonshine, they can't consume it in a park. They have to take it home with them. But if they want to drink something, they could. If both of these things would happen, they could have beer and wine there. Understood? I mean,
So I understand it.
I mean, you could also say everything. Go in there and drink your moonshine. That'd be, but that's not part of the motion. So
Is that something that we can say, and then if the council can narrow it down?
sure, I'll take back whatever you ask.
So I say,
A dedicated drinking area for
But now
everything.
you're not even including the whole point of the moonshine with the vendor. Like, is moonshine wine?
no,
No, it's
no, it's moonshine. It's different.
it's hard liquor.
It's like a bourbon, whiskey type of thing, right?
This is liquor,
Well, liquor.
spirits.
I would say beer and wine, and then tasting.
Tasting's that.
So can't put tasting. I'll just say beer and wine.
We already covered that issue.
carried
So,
that.
so
So
you
beer
want
and
you want a
wine.
dedicated drinking area for beer
Or
and wine.
beer and wine. That's it.
Okay. Is there a second? Okay, motion dies. Any other motions on alcohol or anything else?
Under the first motion, the council can decide what they want to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else on? We're back on number one. Sorry, that's for the seafood festival. Anything else we got to talk about?
Yes. Are we limiting any vendors? Like number of vendors, anything like that that I would have to know ahead of time? Number of
Oh, locking it down, you mean?
yeah, like do we have to have a number? Do we have a number for
What are we at now?
food truck? We're 41 with 8.
I would say I would start to look at especially the food stuff, what we have.
What about just being transparent with the new food vendors? If you want to come in, we already have this type of food vendor.
Oh, they
Just
know.
so you know.
Yeah, they
in
know.
advance.
Like if some of them are selling like crab and the other one will sell crab, but they make it different. And we're letting them know like it's a seafood festival. Like there are going to be other seafood people there.
Right.
So it's up to them. They are. Oh, I forgot a question. They are asking me what's the expectation of attendees.
We don't know.
We have. I tell them we have no idea. However, we're projecting
Between 0 and 1,000.
several hundred. I say.
It's a
Yeah.
very wide
Because
range.
we're,
Thank you.
and I explained to them we're having a fishing tournament now instead of
The
the
poker run.
now we're having a golf
Cart
poker
run.
cart
Golf
run.
cart thing. Yeah.
Yes, I can't do golf cart run,
Poker.
poker golf cart run,
Golf cart poker run.
golf cart poker run. I'm having issues today.
You were drinking before you got here, weren't you?
I would have been clear.
I
No.
hope you weren't in the park drinking.
No, only in
That's
the
a good
crossed
one.
off section in the front of this city hall building.
Yeah.
Well, we know she couldn't get a special permit, so.
Yeah. So that's what I'm telling them, but I just want to know, do we want to limit something? Should we, I know like crochets and things like that, it doesn't really matter because people have different tastes and different designs. But food wise, are we looking for a particular thing? Or we have a variety of seafood, and then also like, for example, or seafood and food. For example, like one of the food truck vendors is Junction Lemonade Junction something.
Beverage Junction?
Yes.
Is it them they were at?
The
at
Junction,
Home on
yeah,
the
that they have. They're the ones with that Tesla that has the big
Oh,
Tesla.
yes.
Yes.
Waffle wraps and the lemonade and the cotton candy and popcorn.
Yeah, them.
Mhm.
They're one of the food trucks. So that's not seafood. So we have obviously Georgia Boys, Southern Barbecue and Seafood. The gentleman that he does sushi, the sushi gentleman forgot about
He's a 10, right?
He's a tent. Yeah. By names I can't. There's some people that I know by name, some people I don't. Oh, Friendly Greek. We have Friendly Greek. They are a food truck. And so forth. So are we limiting? Are we not limiting? Are we just letting it go and then until we see? I can come back next Tuesday with exactly who we have and what they're giving, what they are. We can go from there.
Yeah, why don't you bring a list of the food stuff with us so we can, and then we make a decision if we want to lock it down after that. I mean, the main thing is we don't want to have a bunch of vendors in there and not enough people that could.
Correct.
I mean, we want people to make some money. Anything else on that? I will make one suggestion. Don't shoot me just because we're going to have a conversation. There was no second to motion to have that the beer and wine drinking area in the park for the seafood festival, and I think that's probably the reason of that because it's so close and be able. But I think we still need to have an overall conversation about that. So if somebody want to make a motion to actually have that discussion, so we can see if there's appetite to do that in any future events. That way, we'll have that information we want to do that. We can get the same answers. It's all relatively the same topic. Is there a motion for that, or just want to discuss it at the event level, the craft stuff, and be done with it? Do you want to do that motion or no?
I can do a motion, yeah. So I want to make a motion for allowing alcohol for city events at the park.
For specific city.
City. So, for example, Boom on the Bayou, Holidays on the
Well,
Bayou.
it's not just any,
Specific.
Just in general.
In general.
Going forward.
Events going
Is there a second for that?
I second.
Okay, a motion a second. Is there any further discussion?
I just think you could bring that up to the board and move it
Well,
forward.
the board's not doing any events. So it's really event committee is kind of.
Just
Okay,
recommend.
so you're talking about specific to events, not just in general.
Yes. In general, I can tell you that we're not going to open drinking in the park and all that. It's just special events. So motion second. Any further discussion on that motion? Go ahead and roll call that vote as well.
What was the motion?
For not seafood festival, but
Overall,
potential to have
To offer special event permits, to allow alcohol.
to allow alcohol
Yeah.
in an area in a park. Which sounds like we already have that, but I want to have the overall discussion.
Well, I think this was a broader discussion that needed to happen anyways. Based
Yes.
on
Yeah. So I want
And
Get all-
express
to get all the
special
answers
events.
and see where it's at so we can put it to bed.
Member Amanda Hoover,
Aye.
Member Don King.
Aye.
Vice Chair Carolyn Gonzalez,
Aye.
Member Troy Peterson,
Nay.
Member Christina Fitzpatrick.
Already passed, aye.
Aye.
It's already passed.
I'm an aye.
They need to.
Vice Chairman John Eric Hoover.
Aye. Okay. Motion carries. Okay, so we'll have that discussion at council, and I'll let you come back next week, let you know kind of where that sits.
When is your next council meeting?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
And so, again, it won't be probably a large discussion there because it's not on the agenda. It just basically see where they're at and we'll have to put it on the agenda going forward. But at least tomorrow I bring it up, they'd be like, "Oh hell no!" You know, then it's just we drop it there, or they talk about it. Well, then would be agenda items what happened. So there won't be much discussion tomorrow other than to see, take a temperature. Okay. So we're already at almost 9 o'clock. Is there anything specific we need to talk about planning for Boom on the Bayou, or should we table that?
Can we table that till next?
I don't know if there's anything pertinent that we need something on. I don't remember what we had that on there for.
I already put.
Is that an all day event or just the nighttime?
Nighttime.
Just the nighttime.
We did. I will.
Did we look at a tentative date, or did anyone discuss anything for the mayor's ball? Is that on?
September 11th.
Okay, so is that the definite date, or is that the
Definite
tentative date?
Spartan Manor. Yeah.
Yeah, unless something happens. It's
They got it on hold at Spartan Manor for it.
Did anybody touch base with Spartan Manor? I know we were gonna. I thought we were voting on that tonight. Are we not?
Spartan Manor, yes.
Yeah, it's locked in.
Yeah,
for
it was
the
locked
11th.
in.
Yeah.
you're voting on
You
what?
said it last time.
Are we
You mean
voting?
the tunnel for towers or?
What? So
I'm sorry. Are we? I thought someone was going to Spartan Manor to ask if the September 11th date was available.
It
If it
is.
was, we were bringing it back to vote to make that the date tonight.
well, so they're holding it for us. We're not
Oh,
confirming it.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
but it's available and they're tentatively holding
When are we going to decide when to move forward
soon.
by confirming a date?
Yeah, probably very, very soon. Next couple meetings once we have time.
Within like 6 months.
Yeah, we'll get it.
out.
I think the Boom on the Bayou, why what that was on there was if staff was going to arrange the entertainment, or if that was something we were going to do. I think that's why we put it on there.
Oh, and the vendors. I know that Caroline Chamber
The chamber
We'll do
put
the
orange
vendors.
put the
And
vendors out there.
then
They've already had
as
one
far
sign
as,
up, I
like,
think.
Yeah.
As far as like music and things like that,
Yeah, I think city probably do that again. The event committee would.
the event
works up,
committee,
yeah.
not staff.
Will
Okay.
Linda help
And-
coordinate that again?
What's
You
that?
said Linda's helping this one. Is Linda gonna?
Lisa.
Lisa.
Sorry.
For the music, could be. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, we already have one vendor for Boom on the Bayou.
I think that's why it was on there because I wanted
No
clarification on.
and we don't normally have bands or anything at Boom on the Bayou.
No, we have
DJ or
the
something.
DJ and then the face painter and the balloon
So
artist.
light stuff. But the vendors is out there now. They can start signing up.
Yeah, and I put the
Oh, the sponsor packet. Are we going to use the same sponsor packet, or do you want me to like spruce it up a little bit?
Maybe bring that.
Bring that back to.
We'll look at that at the next meeting.
Okay.
But I would think we probably just use that. What was the highest level now? That's 10. Wasn't it 10 grand?
that was 20. No.
No,
10.
No.
10. I think.
Oh,
Centennial
oh
was
no,
20.
the Centennial. I'm getting mixed up. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we'll brush that up and get that working. Anything else on we want to buy you? Okay. Any old business?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.